Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen. An absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. And just how gorgeous is it, Todd?
Well, 64 degrees. A little wind and sunny and clear. Hey, thank you. I can read. I feel very literate now. Thank you so much.
Didn't want you to miss the opening. Pittsburgh won the toss. They'll receive. Dwight Stone is the return man.
It's number 26. Rod Woodson is taking his place.
Woodson told us a couple of weeks ago that he wanted to do this, and he wanted to return kickoffs and punts. And he returns this one to the 26-yard line. A return of 12 yards on the play.
Gotta like a guy like that, all-pro cornerback. As we see O'Donnell come out on the field, an all-pro cornerback, $1 million a year, he still wants to run back kicks.
Offensively, Neil O'Donnell with Barry Foster, Merrill Hodge, Jeff Graham, Dwight Stone will be in there now as a wide receiver. The tight end is Adrian Cooper. And that offensive line of Jackson, Love, Dawson, Hasselrig, and Strelzik is starting for Ilkin. Tunch can play at right tackle if they need it. Steelers from the 26. And as expected, they will open on the ground. And this is Barry Foster. He will pick up 5 yards to the 31. It'll be second down and 5. Defensively, the front seven for the Packers with Brock, Yurkovich, Brown, Pomp, Noble, Holland, and Bennett. And then in the secondary, Billups, Clark, Butler, and Cecil.
We should add to that, of course, in the nickel package, you're going to see number 27, Terrell Buckley, the exciting one, the one who ran back the kick last week. And Mike Holmgren told us he needs to know just a little bit more about the defense, and he anticipates within a week he'll probably be starting.
Second down and 5. Hodge is in motion. And here is Barry Foster close to the first down. Tony Bennett with the tackle at the 36-yard line. And this is what the Pittsburgh Steelers want to establish. The running attack, Barry Foster, 5 or more yards on first down.
And one of the things that they've been impressive with, Charlie, here particularly, is that they've been able to get crowds out of the game. In the Astrodome in the first week of the season, they fell behind 14-0, but then after the fake punt, they were able to get the crowd out of the game. Here you have a capacity crowd, Green Bay Packers, everybody's excited about the new quarterback, and what do? They come right out and get the first down and get the crowd out of the game.
So for the Steelers, their first down of the ball game. Their record, as you know by now, is perfect on the year. It is 3-0. Should they win today and go to 4-0, this will be the first time they have been 4-0 since 1979, and that, of course, was their last Super Bowl year. Jeff Graham comes wide to the right side. And it is first down. Foster straight up the middle has 5 more yards. So in 3 carries, he has picked up 15 yards. Brian Noble makes the tackle.
Earlier in the season, I believe it was after the 190-yard game against the Jets, Bill Cowher was quoted as saying, "We're going to give Barry Foster the ball until body parts start to fall off." And of course, Barry got a chuckle out of that. But Bill
when you asked him about it, he didn't chuckle. Wait a minute, what is it?
No, but what Bill meant by that is that he said, hey, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so far, as you mentioned, 3 carries, 5 yards a carry. You're going to keep doing it.
And it is second down. And here is Hodge to the outside, has the first down. When we talked with Hodge yesterday, it was great fun. You spell his last name H-O-G-E. He said he was always embarrassed as a kid. Every time he had the first day of school, you had to get up and say your name. So he put the D in it. And then it messed up all of his records. Said also, in high school football, he was a punt returner. And he would be standing there under the lights on a Friday night waiting for the punt. And the PA announcer would pronounce his name as
Merrill Hogg.
Merrill Hogg. He said I would turn beet red even under the helmet.
Well, you know, one of the things that's happened with Merrill Hodge here is that he's in somewhat of a subliminal role now. He's the guy that blocks for Barry Foster, and he admitted that's not his favorite thing, but it's necessary.
Mark the ball now at the 39-yard line of Green Bay, a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Johnny Holland with the tackle for the Packers.
The other story that he told us about, which was very interesting, there in Pocatello, Idaho, when you make the quilts, you know, the families that contribute there, they all put something in that's representative of their family. And here he has been fighting that pronunciation forever. And what does his family put in as their, like, family crest? A bunch of pigs. He said, "Oh, Dad, why'd you have to do that to me?"
Dad's probably listening today, wondering the same thing. Here's the pass to Stone. Dwight to the 20-yard line. Gain of 19, first down. Brian Noble and Chuck Cecil on the tackle.
Well, when you establish the run as well as Pittsburgh has early on, play action is going to do this. Backpedal, he sees him come off the ball, gives him far too much room. But then again, Dwight Stone is a 4.26 sprinter. Good job of Ron Earhart in terms of play calling. Would have been easy just to continue to hand the ball off. There, the play action pass, big play. Now they're down to the 20-yard line.
And a first down, opening drive of the ball game. 11-17, time remaining first quarter, no score. Stone in motion. And this time Hodge is stopped at the 20-yard line by Robert Brown. It will be second down and 10.
Robert Brown was described by his coach as a lunch pail kind of guy. He just shows up and does his job day in and day out. And I really enjoyed chatting with him. Very amiable man. And for somebody who has lived through these last couple of years, particularly with the Packers and lack of success, you got to give him a lot of credit for his mental toughness.
Second down and 10. Split backs, Foster on the left, Hodge on the right, passing formation, Stone in motion. They give instead to Foster behind the blocking at Hodge, just a couple of yards to the 18-yard line. Noble and Johnny Holland lead the way for the Packer defense. It'll be third down and 8.
Last week, Johnny Holland had the best game of his career. 14 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. The idea is the defensive linemen here actually do a very good job of keeping the people off of Johnny Holland. That's the idea. Johnny Holland, the last 4 years, has been 100-plus tackles a year. And that's exactly what the defensive linemen, Yurkovich, Brown, et al. Have done. They've kept the linemen away from Holland, enabling him, as you see right there, to lead the team in tackles.
We asked him, how does he lead the team in tackles? He says, well, you just kind of hang around, float to the ball, and dive on the pile.
Yeah, right.
O'Donnell throws. It is incomplete. Close contact, no flag. It will be fourth down.
Pretty good coverage there by Vinnie Clark. Good protection for O'Donnell. He just overthrew it. Top of your screen, you're going to get a chance to see it cutting in on the slant route. He's with him step for step. Threw it too far. Even if he throws in the right spot, Vinnie Clark is there. A little too late to cry for the interference there by Ernie Mills.
From the 25-yard line, an attempt of 35 yards by Gary Anderson. Mark Royals with the hold. And it is good from 35 yards away. And the Steelers move on top by a score of 3-0. We'll be back with the kickoff.
The Allstate agent who helps insure your home can give you a hand with a plan for life insurance. Life insurance. Your Allstate agent wants to be your agent for life. You're in good hands with Allstate. Time to think about life insurance? Let your Allstate agent work it out on paper. Everything from mortgage protection to a plan for a breezy retirement. Let your Allstate agent be your agent for life. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Oil, the lifeblood of your engine. So the most vital organ is your oil filter. That's why you need Fram Extra Guard. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter. Fram Extra Guard, the best protection ever.
I'm a big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Regular, sensitive, metal. Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man. Slowing down, that ain't you. No, that's not you. Easy drinking beer, that silver bullet smooth.
Know where it's coming from, setting the mood, the pure taste of the Rockies and silver bullet smooth.
Make the move, Coors Lights, silver bullet smooth.
Welcome back to Lambeau Field. This is Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen, and we have a first for the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an omen or not, but in the first 3 games where they were victorious, the other team scored. This is the first time in 4 games that Pittsburgh gets on the board first.
Also, it is the first time that we have not had a cower power sign in the stadium. I don't know if that's a sign or not.
What kind of a strange statistic is that? What is that?
I've been saving it for you. I didn't want you to know about it. Anderson kicking off. Bennett drops it, picks it up, drops it again, picks it up again. Pretty nice return to the 18-yard line. And Richard Shelton made the tackle. And it officially will be a return of 17 yards. And here is the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre. He'll have Workman and McGee in the backfield, Sharp and Beach as the wide receivers, and his tight end is Ed West. Offensive line of Rutgers, Moran, Campen, Hallstrom, and Robbins. So Green Bay on offense for the first time in the ballgame. First NFL start for Brett Favre. They open up with a reverse. Outstanding defensive play by Greg Lloyd. A loss of 11.
Greg Lloyd absolutely wasn't fooled. The tendency when they go to the other direction, take a look here at the top of the screen right here. He's going to come up and he's going to be in containment instead of coming this direction. And the result is that Greg Lloyd makes an outstanding play behind the line. Here he comes right here.
Sterling Sharp dropped for officially a 10-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 20. Play action fake to Workman. A pass over the middle is dropped by the tight end Ed West. Now let's check in on the Steelers defense. Davidson, Williams, Evans, Nickerson, Little, and Lloyd. And in the secondary, Woodson, Johnson, Lake, and Perry.
Darren Perry, you see there, that's their rookie free safety. He's the man that enabled them to trade away Thomas Everett to Dallas.
3rd down and 20, a sputtering start for the Packers. Sajay Beach, Robert Brooks, Sterling Sharp, 3 wide receivers. Drops it off underneath the coverage and is dropped by Workman. So twice in the opening set, passes dropped by the Packer receivers. It will be 4th down and 20.
Well, more than anything, Charlie, I hate to see a number 46 drop a ball, but that's what happened here. First it was 86, Ed West, right in his hands. And of course, in fairness to him, that ball was tipped by Donald Evans, but certainly very catchable. But even if he does come up with the ball, it's only a 5 or 6 yard gain, and the Packers would still have to punt.
Paul McJulian will be kicking to the dangerous Rod Woodson.
Charlie, last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, he hit an absolute howitzer. He had a 67-yarder.
Pretty good kick. Fair catch called for at the 49-yard line. A kick of 41 yards, no return. We'll step aside for a moment. Steelers lead it 3-0.
Most people retire to Northern California for the gentle climate. Neil McBain came here to race in the fabled Monterey Historic. And Dean Witter was with him every mile of the way.
Respect the power of a client stream and help them achieve it.
That's why 11 years ago, Dean Witter mapped out Neil's financial course with one goal in mind. Victory. Dean Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
Affordable Canon CJ10. The power of color is yours.
Now at Little Caesars, Cheeser Cheeser. 2 pizzas with extra cheese, up to 3 toppings, and free crazy bread for $8.98.
Teaser, teaser.
Quality motor oil can go a long way toward protecting against engine wear. But by adding STP oil treatment, it can go even further, because STP increases even the best oil's viscosity by up to 50%. It's that simple.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the First Brands Corporation, makers of STP oil treatment. By Little Caesars Pizza, where you always get 2 great pizzas for 1 low price. By the Canon CJ10 full-color copier printer scanner. Now the power of color is yours. And by Dean Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success 1 investor at a time.
8 minutes and 28 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers leading the Green Bay Packers by a score of 3-0. Gary Anderson's 35-yard field goal at the 9:40 mark. The Steelers now with the ball for the second time, starting at the 49-yard line of the Packers, and over the top is Barry Foster. He's going to pick up a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Robert Brown with the tackle.
Once again, Robert Brown doing a good job. He talked about the difference in defense between this year's team and last year's team, and his explanation was last year they played a lot of 2-gap, and what that means for the uninitiated is that he tries to get in the way of 2 people just to block blockers out of the way, not to make plays. He says now this year he has the opportunity to go to what he calls a 1-gap situation, and he gets to make plays like he just did there.
And you're looking at Mike Holmgren, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. 2nd down. Little play action fake. Incomplete at the 35-yard line. Adrian Cooper, the tight end, the intended receiver, and Leroy Butler, the strong safety, was wrestling him for the ball. Good defensive play.
It was a good defensive play, but one of the things that Cooper does here is that sometimes you can cradle the ball. I know this by experience. Here's what happens when you reach out for your hands like this. All you have to do is hit the elbow, and as soon as he hits the elbow, then you can't hold on to the ball. If he cradles that, take a look here from another angle. If he cradles the ball right here instead of into his hands, then the ball does not pop loose. And at 260 pounds, that means he has to go through his back. But give Butler credit, he knocked it away.
But aren't you taught to catch with your hands?
You're taught in certain situations, not in the middle of the field.
This pass into the middle of the field. Incomplete to Dwight Stone and almost picked off on the rebound. It'll be 4th down.
One of the things about Johnny Holland that the Green Bay Packers talk about is his ability to run. Watch number 50 in the middle of the field. Normally inside backers come out on passing downs. But watch his anticipation here on what's called a swirl route. Look at number 50 right there in the direction of O'Donnell. O'Donnell didn't look him off. Good play by Holland.
And here is Terrell Buckley.
Now, interesting note on the front. He wears gloves to play, but to catch the punts, he takes the gloves off because he says he likes the feel of leather. What a punt. Oh, my goodness.
It'll be down at the 4-yard line, maybe the 5-yard line. As Mark Royals dropped it at the 1 on the point, it kicked back 43 yards. And high fives for Mark Royals. Steelers lead it 3-0.
The Oscar race begins with the last of the Mohicans. Time calls it grandly scaled, deliriously energetic. A fierce romantic epic, says Newsweek.
Stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you.
The best film of the year, The Last of the Mohicans, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
At BASF, we don't make the meal, we make it healthier. We don't make the lotion, we make it smoother. We don't make the dress, we make it brighter. We don't make the carpet, we make it tougher. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
There are 2 people who can raise your income and lower your taxes right now. You and your financial advisor. Call and find out how you can increase your spendable income with Nuveen tax-free mutual funds.
If your ordinary drill could be a Black & Decker limited edition, it would have 30% more power and a keyless chuck for easy bit changes. Then you'd have no ordinary drill. You'd have a Black & Decker limited edition.
This goes under the heading of numbskull plays. After the precipitous bounce for the Pittsburgh Steelers, watch Tim Houck here. He's going to pick up this ball that's coming his direction, and there are going to be a million Steelers coming down here. Only bad things could happen here. He should have just let the ball go. Now watch what happens as he picks up the ball. Watch all these Steelers. He's lucky he didn't fumble that one. Kind of dangerous, just so you can get your name in the statistics the next day, huh?
The ball is marked at the 6-yard line, and it is first down. And here is Workman. Big hole up the middle. He slips as he makes his cut. He goes down just shy of the 15. It'll be second down and short. Ken Rutgers with a key block along with Rich Moran, and they open up that hole on the left side.
Well, this is too bad because he does a great job of vision. The play's designed to go to the right, and he cuts right back. Cuts to the middle. Now watch. He cuts off of the inside foot, and inevitably when you do that, you're going to slip. And he'd been able to get up. He could have got another 5, but good job on the left side of the offensive line closing people down.
And here is Workman to the right side. He pops through. 28-yard line. Gain of 13. First down. Darren Perry with the tackle.
A much maligned offensive line for the Green Bay Packers now for 2 straight plays has done an outstanding job. They come right back to the same play. You can see both Morant and Rutgers does a nice job of keeping Evans away from the flow. They talked about the speed of Evans. He wasn't able to get back, and Workman, the man who missed his senior year at Ohio State, is off to a very good start for the Green Bay Packers. Good lead block there by Buford McGee on Gerald Williams. Same thing that he'd been doing for the Rams and the Chargers. Now he's doing it for the Packers.
Play action fake. Buford McGee, 40-yard line. Gain of 12. Back-to-back first downs for the Packers. Hardy Nickerson with the tackle.
Well, Mike Holmgren didn't get his reputation as an offensive genius for nothing. Here he steals this old play from the Washington Redskins. Counter boot, comes back. Buford McGee with a fake. Out on the flat all alone. Runs over Darren Perry. Gets enough for the first down.
Double tight end, double wide receivers, one back on the set. On target, Sterling Sharp. 43-yard line of the Steelers, 17 yards, 3 first downs in a row.
Sterling Sharp with this catch has just established a new record, 59 consecutive games with a catch. He just broke the record that was earlier established by the great James Lofton. And that's some pretty heady company. Lofton, there you see it right there, Sterling Sharp. A couple of years ago, he had 90 catches for over 1,400 yards. As I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, that man right there is considered by many to be the second best receiver in the National Football League behind Jerry Rice. And when we talked with Mike Holmgren, I asked him to compare them, and he said the only thing that he sees as a major difference is, he said, Jerry Rice has better work habits.
And he said that's not to denigrate the work habits of Sharp. He says that Rice works 24 hours a day more than anybody else. We had some movement defensively. I think that Favre was trying to catch somebody in the neutral zone and pick up a quick 5 yards, which is a heady move for the quarterback. What they'll do in that situation, if the offensive line is not moved, the defensive lineman is in the neutral zone.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 84 offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, I guess Sterling...
He was still celebrating.
That's right. Sterling was too excited about breaking Lofton's record. He's got plenty... Come on, Sterling, you got plenty of time. There's plenty of records, babe. Relax a little bit. DJ Johnson pointing it out. Good call by the official.
But let me finish my thought. What Favre will do in that case is just to tap the center. The center will snap. They'll catch somebody in that neutral zone, pick up 5. He didn't know that Sharp was moving. It's first down and 15. And here is Workman cutting back, and he's going to have a couple of yards, and that's going to be up. So it'll be second down and 13. And it's amazing how a penalty, how one mistake can deflate a drive.
Well, certainly they had the momentum going. You're right. And I mean, we kind of made fun of it and kind of poo-pooed it like no big deal 5 yards back. But the way they were driving at that point, you know, it's typical of a young team, and that's the very thing that Mike Holmgren gets upset about, is the fact that as a young team they make too many mental errors. And certainly a veteran like Sterling Sharp should know better.
Favre to throw, blitzes on, it is picked up. Good read by the quarterback, completes the pass to the tight end, Jackie Harris.
Green Bay Packers have been waiting some time to see the fulfillment of the potential of Jackie Harris, number 80. Here he comes, blitz on the inside, and that vacates the area. There's Jackie Harris over the middle, coming up with the ball. You see Carnell Lake coming from his safety position to make the tackle, but much too late. Now they have 3rd and short.
Gain of 12. It is 3rd down and 1. So with that play, the Packers regained the momentum. They trail 3-0, 3:14, time remaining first quarter. Sharp in motion, and the first back through is McGee. He needs only a yard. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be close. May not have made it.
From what I can tell from here, it looks like he's short. That'll be an interesting decision by Holmgren. I would guess that the second time around, if he decides that he's going to go for it there at the 34, that they're going to go to the tailback. He tried a little surprise there and going to McGee at the fullback position where nobody anticipated it, but he ran right into a stone wall and he didn't gain anything.
Marked again at the 34-yard line. It is 4th down and 1.
He's asking for a measurement because that would give him a little bit more time to chat with his quarterback and decide what it is he wants to do. That's a heads up on the part of Mike Holmgren to do that, because now he can talk with his people upstairs and make a decision as to what he wants to do on 4th down.
And the rationale is the exact distance that he needs to go for the first down, which is a legitimate coaching request. Clock is stopped, 2:28 time remaining, first quarter. And again, the Packers lead at 3-0 on Gary Anderson's 35-yard field goal.
Now Holmgren's looking over his plays, and you can see Favre now is going to come over and get exactly what it is that Mike Holmgren wants. Here he comes now. He's wandering over to Holmgren. You can see when you picture now number 4, they're both looking over the plays. That's the play he wants. Okay.
And he has Harry Sidney in the offensive set.
Mike Holmgren was telling us that last week in a similar situation on the 20-yard line, in a crucial situation, Favre called completely the wrong formation, and they're forced to kick a field goal. He didn't want to take any chances there.
Sidney came out, Workman back in. And it is Workman, bad handoff. Bad exchange between Favre and Workman. The Steelers are there. Lloyd with the stop at the 35, a loss of a yard, and Pittsburgh takes over on downs.
Well, Mike Holmgren has a legitimate complaint. I mean, how hard can this be? This is the tailback. Just hand the ball off to him. His snap from center is okay, but look, he actually bumps into him here. Look at this. There's no excuse for that. Crucial 4th down play like that, and as a result, Vince Workman has to cut to the outside, and he gets stuffed by pursuit. The reaction here is certainly justified. He can't believe it.
We have a timeout, and the Steelers have the lead 3-0. Let's take a look at the sideline.
Well, what they have there is the Polaroid shots from the sidelines to see where the linemen are, and what the idea there is to get stance and where the people are set up. But, you know, if they're talking about that last play, they had nothing to do with a bump in the backfield. That wasn't a lineman's fault.
Dwight Stone starts in motion. The play action fake. O'Donnell with good protection. Comes to the sideline to Merrill Hodge. And he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. They're going to spot it at the 41-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. Chuck Cecil and Johnny Holland on the tackle. So Hodge, you told us yesterday that he had been upset, particularly in the Houston game, because he wasn't involved with the football that much. Has been involved with it more than he expected, I think, in the first part of this ballgame.
Well, you know, Charlie, after the '89 season and the 1990 playoffs, both against the Houston Oilers and the Denver Broncos, Merrill Hodge had back-to-back 100-yard games, and I think then everybody assumed he was going to be a big star in this league, but it hasn't worked out that way. But
here's Barry Foster. And he's going to get a yard, maybe two. Brian Noble leading the Packer defense.
And he also mentioned, with regards to finish that story on Merrill Hodge, is that he understands now that because Barry Foster is going so well, that his role is now one of a blocker and catching some of the short balls out of the backfield. But naturally, when you're 3-0, everything's looking pretty good.
It looks a lot better, doesn't it?
3rd and 3.
Interesting point here with regards to both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, trying to establish themselves without a lot of stars. You can see right there the Pittsburgh starting offense versus the starting defense of the Packers. There are no Pro Bowl players on the field.
O'Donnell all the time in the world to Stone, and he is going to be short. Johnny Holland with the tackle. Holland has been everywhere today.
It's funny, Charlie, that you're always talking to receivers about whether or not they know where the sticks are. Well, sometimes defenders do too. Johnny Holland watching Dwight Stone in the backfield. Now watch the speed of number 50. He sees Stone come out, and right there, all Dwight has to do is fall forward for the first down over the line, but he can't get it. Holland pulls him down. Excellent play by number 50.
Mark Royals to kick. Terrell Buckley is the return man. Good kick. He takes it at the 7-yard line. Has a block. Flag is down. Good move at the 15. Nice move at the 20s to the 25. Flag is going to erase it. Harry Sidney got the tackle.
Charlie, Harry Sidney is the one Sidney is the one they're going to call for this, and the argument is always, is his head ahead of the man that he's blocking? And I think this is a bad call. Right there, you can see he knocks him. When we come back, you're going to get a chance to see that Harry Sidney has his head in front of the man, by my opinion. Watch as he come. Now watch number 82. Is his head in front? Is that a clip? No, it isn't. That's not a clip.
No. That's a good block.
Half the distance, the penalty. First down. That's the end of the first quarter.
You think their mistake was bad? I put him in the wrong uniform. First quarter comes to a close. Pittsburgh leads it 3-0. And Bill Walsh was wearing an NBC microphone during yesterday's game with San Jose State. We'll have that as part of the pregame show next Saturday here on NBC. Green Bay trailing 3-0 from the 7-yard line. And here is Sidney to the 10. A gain of 3 at 2nd down and 7. And speaking of Harry Sidney, number 42, let's go back to the penalties.
The argument here, as you're going to see at the top right here, is his head in front, and does he hit him here? And my argument, of course, is that if he lands on his back, he didn't get hit in the back. Look at the head. That's definitely in front right there. That's in front. And as a result, instead of being on the 30-yard line watching this dazzling return by Buckley, they go all the way back to the 6-yard line. Bad call.
2nd down. And here is Workman. Close to the first down. Greg Lloyd makes the tackle. 17-yard line. This is the 3rd opportunity for the Packers on offense. They have started at their own 18, their own 6, and now from their own 7.
In basketball, they call it that first quick step. Watch here, boink, right there. He cuts right past David Little. That's an excellent first step by Vince Workman. That's the thing they always talk about with regards to Michael Jordan, Kiki Vandeweghe. But right there, you can see Workman. He sees the hole. That one step he's through.
Workman also is an excellent receiver, and he said he likes this offense. And remember that Roger Craig led the NFL in receiving in 1988.
Well, he has 19 catches so far in this year.
He has 5 carries, 30 yards rushing in this ball game. And it's a first down for Green Bay at their own 17-yard line.
He just needs a different number. It's a very nondescript number.
Here's Workman again, hit right at the line of scrimmage. Gerald Williams, a nose tackle, is waiting for him. He'll pick up a yard to the 18. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Gerald Williams, the only one on the defensive line who's about 270 plus. He fights off both Moran and Rutgers to make the play. One of the reasons why their run defense has been so good. Gerald Williams, 290-pounder from Auburn. Also, according to the defensive line coach Steve Furness, a pretty good pass rusher for a nose guard.
It's hard to tell if Favre has a beard today. He had one yesterday. He said the lineman liked a rugged look. He said I may shave it for tomorrow, though.
Ever since Gaylord Perry, everybody does that.
Here's the screen. Workman cannot get around the corner.
Now Charlie, that was an outstanding play by Darren Perry. Favre did a good job of acting, and they had the screen set up very well. Watch number 39 as he comes into your picture. There's two blockers in front. He's able to weave his way through. Here it comes to the right of your screen, set up very well. Now watch the phalanx of blockers in front of Workman. And watch number 39 cut through. Bad choice there by Campen. Campen should have gone after Perry, but give him credit. He comes up, stops him short, and now the Packers are faced with 3rd and 4.
And when we talked with Perry yesterday, he played his collegiate ball at Penn State. He said he was one of the captains. Teammates would ask him to go talk to Joe Paterno about things. He said, I'd be all set. I'd go and I'd sit down. I'd look at those thick glasses. I wouldn't say a word. I'd get up and leave.
He was intimidated, just like everybody else.
3rd down. Workman has the reception. Leans. He may pick up the 1st down. Carnell Lake with the tackle. Greg Lloyd was also there. It's a 1st down.
This is just a little delay route that Workman runs coming out of the backfield. And what was cute here is you'll see that he starts to make some moves, and all of a sudden it's almost as if it clicked in his head. He said, oh my gosh, I got to get the 1st down. Watch right here. He's going to make a couple of moves. Watch. Here goes the spin move. Now he goes, oh my gosh, I got to get the 1st. Look at him lean. Heads up play by number 46.
The ball just shy of the 28-yard line. Green Bay in their own territory. Steelers lead it by a score of 3-0. Just over 11 and a half minutes. Time remaining. We're in the 2nd quarter. Favre fires right side. It is incomplete to Sharp. It will be 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 28-yard line.
That's a play that San Francisco used frequently with Jerry Rice. He comes across in motion, hesitates, and tries to get the cornerback caught up in the secondary and then takes off. But Rod Woodson wouldn't have any of it. Take a look at this in the back of his helmet. The chin strap attached to the shoulder pads. Those of you that follow football closely remember that Jim Richer, the guard for the Buffalo Bills, has something similar to protect his neck, but you rarely see that amongst wide receivers.
You see that on race car drivers.
That's a good point.
For the G's of going around the corner. 3 wide receivers for Green Bay. 2nd down and 10. Favre sets up. Pass complete. Workman. And he goes out of bounds. What a year a difference has been.
What a difference a year makes.
What a difference a year makes.
Thank you.
I knew I was working on that. For this young man, a year ago he was Atlanta in practice in the rain. He turned around and he was pitching to.
You know, that's a funny story because he talks about the year before, his senior year in college. Here I am preparing for Louisiana Tech, and the next year, here I am in the I formation, pitching to the godfather of soul, James Brown.
James Brown was at an Atlanta practice because of Jerry Glanville and all of his celebrity fans. He said, how can I think about a ball game? I said, there's the godfather of soul.
Yeah, it was definitely a circus down there. He talks about hanging on the sidelines with the likes of the godfather of soul and MC Hammer.
Favre throws, nice touch to Sidney, and he has it. He's out at the 43.
The Steeler people might have a legitimate complaint here. Of course, what they're going to say is that he would have been knocked out. This is a great catch by Sidney, but more impressive is Brett Favre's in the pocket, his composure. Look at him scramble around. He actually pushes Moran out of the way. Take a look at the feet here. Are they down?
One was down.
Take a look
and
at the
then he's hit.
Watch the right foot right at the last to see if that foot does get down.
No, that's Favre going down right there.
That's Favre going down.
But he had, you know, the quick ruling. There is no replay, of course. The ruling is that he was hit by a defender or the second foot would have been down. And it's a 1st down at the 43-yard line. And here is Workman, cuts inside to the 46. Workman. He's got 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Nickerson and Williams on the tackle.
What you have to watch here is the right foot. Take a look at the right foot on the left of your screen. Right here at the bottom.
But bam, there's contact.
Where's the right foot? Does it? It sure does. It drags on the grass. Good call by the official.
Yeah, but still there was contact. He could have still been out.
But he's able to get that right foot in right there at the bottom. And you're right, there was contact. So good call by the officials.
2nd and 7. The ball just shy of the 46-yard line. Green Bay started this drive at their own 7-yard line. This is the 9th play of the drive. 9:45 time remaining, first half. Packers trail 3-0. Kitrick Taylor, 26-yard line. Woodson with the tackle.
Laser beam, clothesline, frozen rope, whatever you want to call it. The thing that everybody agrees on with regards to Brett Favre is that he can really throw it. What a shot he put right there to Kitrick Taylor. And of course, you remember that Kitrick Taylor was the big hero last week in the game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
And when we asked him about catching that touchdown pass with 19 seconds to go, he said it was as if the volume had been turned down. He didn't hear a thing. Everything was in slow motion.
And when we asked him, how many times did you watch it on tape? Remember what he said?
25 or 30. Fumble. Scramble for the ball. The Packers have it. Gerald Williams and Greg Lloyd for the defense.
That's heads up by Vince Workman, though, to come back and get it. Part of the problem of the Pittsburgh Steelers up to this point defensively is probably their only issue is that they have not been able to sack the quarterback. From the backside, both outside backers, Lloyd and Williams, get in there, and Workman, as you can see right from the right of your screen, was absolutely no match at all for Gerald Williams. Lloyd gets to him first, strips the ball, and Workman, the one who couldn't block Gerald Williams, is able to come up with it.
And that is only the 3rd sack of the season for the Steelers. 2nd and 19, back at the 35-yard line. And here is Workman to the 30.
Workman to the 30.
Gerald Williams with the tackle.
Tough situation here for the young quarterback, 3rd and 14.
7.5 minutes have been consumed on this drive by the Packers. 3rd down and 14 at the Pittsburgh 30-yard line. Again, the Steelers lead 3-0 on Gary Anderson's 35-yard field goal that came at the 9:40 mark in the first period. Favre throws behind Sanjay Beach. It will be 4th down.
Well, that was the same play that they worked to Kitrick Taylor, but Sanjay Beach obviously a little discombobulated. He threw it right between the 2 wide receivers. Watch Beach come out on a slant route. Here he comes, and it's right between the 2 receivers.
47-yard field goal attempt by Chris Jackie. Favre is the holder. This is to tie at 3. Good snap, good hold. If it carries, and it does. We are tied at 3.
More than 1 million of you have gotten to know Geo, the most successful new line of cars and trucks ever introduced. Get to know Geo at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know you.
In developing a completely new car, the possibilities are endless. At Geo, we brought all the pieces together beautifully. The newest Geo, Geo Prism, coming soon to your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
In Frederick Miller's day, the brewery made a special beer and held it in reserve for special occasions. It's an idea whose time has come again. Introducing Miller Reserve, an all-barley draft brewed in the classic tradition. Reserve and Reserve Light. Taste what barley does for beer.
There are 2 people who can raise your income and lower your taxes right now. You and your financial advisor. Call and find out how you can increase your spendable income with Nuveen tax-free mutual funds.
It's the Domino's Pizza NFL Spectacular. What are these guys into? Piling it on. And if you're into piling it on, get a Domino's Medium with unlimited toppings now, just $8.99. And pile it on.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's. Call Domino's Pizza right now, and you'll be enjoying our unlimited toppings pizza deal during the game.
This is Charlie Jones, Todd Christensen. 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Time remaining in the first half. Pittsburgh Steelers 3. Green Bay Packers 3. Chris Jackie, that 47-yard field goal to tie the ball game, will be kicking off to Rod Woodson. Jackie nails this one. And it will be down for the touchback. We'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line when we come back. Pittsburgh 3, Green Bay 3.
Only Delta gives you more flights from over here to over there. Only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities from over here to over there. In fact, only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities in Europe than all these airlines combined. Delta. We love to fly, and it shows the world over.
If you depend on your truck to last, here's news you should never forget. Of all the Chevy trucks built in the last 10 years, over 98% are still going strong. That's more than Ford, more than Toyota, more than Nissan. Over the years, no other truck is that dependable, foreign or domestic. Only Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Weekend. No tie, no briefcase, just plastic.
It all boils down to this. No other card you can carry is accepted in more places and in more ways.
Food.
At home and abroad.
I got it.
Than MasterCard. It's the only card you need.
Rooms.
MasterCard.
Not a bad day's work.
Master the moment.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last. By John Newbean and Company, quality tax-free investment since 1898. By Autolite Spark Plugs, guaranteed for 2 years no matter how far you go. And by Miller Reserve, taste what barley does for beer.
The Super Bowl I trophy was not called the Vince Lombardi Trophy. In fact, it wasn't called the Super Bowl either. That game was the American Football League, National Football League Championship game, the longest title in history at the Los Angeles Coliseum.
And I keep forgetting, who was the sideline reporter for NBC again?
A nice young man who had dark hair at that time, still wore glasses. And little did we know what was in store. Good fake. Here is Tim Jordan. And he is out to the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Big field goal for the Green Bay Packers and for Chris Jackie. Part of the problem with Don Mikowski getting hurt is he also lost his holder. He missed 2 kicks last week, and he blamed it there on the quarterback, Brett Favre. There, the hold is just right. And this is Chris Jackie's way of saying, hey, thanks, partner. I don't feel so bad now.
And also, when we talked to Mike Holmgren, the Green Bay head coach, about that, he said, I went right to him. He said, you can't blame the holder. You're a kicker. You miss, you take the responsibility. 2nd down and short. Hodge in motion. And here is Barry Foster. A flag is down. And it is motion call against the Steelers. Let's go to New York for an update, and Bob Costas. Bob?
Charlie, we look in at action from the Kingdome. Considering the game is in the Great Northwest, Kelly Stauffer's target is aptly named Lewis Clark. He blazes a 26-yard trail to the end zone. Seattle 10, Miami 3 in the 2nd quarter. Back to Green Bay. Charlie and Todd.
Seattle's always tough in the Kingdome.
You know, I always enjoy it when Bob does those traveling parallels. You know, I mean, that's very good. Is there anyone? I'd like Bob to research for us if there's anybody on the Seahawks by the name of Sacagawea.
Barry Foster to the 40. Inside the 30, still on his feet, struggling to the 10. Terrell Buckley saves the touchdown at the 8-yard line. 69 yards. And John Jackson with the block that sprung him open.
Charlie, it appeared when the game started that it was going to be the Barry Foster show, and now for about a quarter we hadn't heard from him. Nice block there, and he cuts to the outside, and he shows some very real speed. Watch at the top of your screen, though, the job done by Dwight Stone. This is how strong he is. He goes right through Clark's tackle. Stone does a good job of knocking Buckley off, and that saved Foster an extra 10 to 15 yards right there.
Foster, 8 carries, 96 yards in the ballgame. That is the longest run of his career. 69 yards is Leroy Thompson. There's nothing there. It'll be second down and goal to go.
It's a good job by the left side of the offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Watch John Jackson pushing Brown to the outside, and then Duval Love cutting inside, cutting off the penetration right there. Once Palp is down, there's nobody in the secondary. Vinnie Clark is going to run after him, but as we mentioned, at 5'10", 214, too strong for just an arm tackle. And once again, give Dwight Stone credit. Excellent job blocking downfield.
Second down, goal to go, 8-yard line. O'Donnell has pressure. Throws, it may be intercepted at the 5. No, it was trapped. O'Donnell got away with one. It was a terrible throw. He was trying to avoid the sack. You've got to take the loss.
You said it there, Charlie. He certainly did get away with one. I'm surprised with the arm strength that he had backpedaling that he didn't just completely throw it out of the end zone.
Matt Brock and Robert Brown were putting the pressure on Neil O'Donnell.
When they come up the middle, you can see he hesitates a little bit. Now, where is he throwing? He throws it to Hodge, but he sees Clark come off. Now, where's the ball? Is that, oh, that's a catch. That's a catch from that angle. If we can get a sideline look, we'll get a chance to see. Where's the ball and where are the hands? Oh, the hands are definitely underneath the ball. That's a shame. That's an interception by Butler.
Third down, goal to go. Here is Stone. Spinning inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Buckley got him. It'll be fourth down. We'll go back and take another look at that almost interception.
The issue here is, are the hands underneath the ball? Take a look here and see whether or not Butler's hands are underneath the ball. Right here, take a look at the gloves and watch the ball. Here's it comes in. Right here. That's definitely a catch. That's a catch. There, now right here you can see the ball right there that he lost it, but did he have control?
I'm not sure he had possession. That's watching it in slow motion. Field goal attempt is blocked. Anderson goes back to cover it. Vinnie Clark got the block.
Anderson is down. Watch coming from the left of your screen, the sprinter from the outside. That's Vinnie Clark. Normally, that's not the man that can make the block, and now you're going to see, watch Gary Anderson try to pick this ball up, and he gets absolutely crushed by Tony Bennett. Big play by the Steeler defense, tied at 3 when we come back.
Frederick Miller's finest beer called for the finest grain. A search that often led far afield. It's an idea whose time has come again. Introducing Miller Reserve, an all-barley draft brewed in the classic tradition. Reserve and Reserve Light. Taste what barley does for beer.
For his retirement, Neil McBain had no intention of slowing down. That's why Dean Witter mapped out his financial course with only one goal in mind: victory. Dean Witter.
We may
measure success, one investor at a time. The tingle feels like it's taking away the dandruff. That's me taking the Denorex shampoo test. I love that tingle. It convinced me to switch from Head & Shoulders to Denorex.
Denorex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
I'm a Denorex guy now.
Chevrolet announces just about the last thing you'd expect from a car company: lower prices. Believe it or not, this is for real. Chevrolet is lowering the price of every new 1993 Cavalier Coupe, sedan, wagon, and Z24 Coupe. No gimmicks or hassles, just straight talk and lower prices. Surprised? You shouldn't be. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
Gary Anderson is up. He walked off the field. He's on the far.
Enthusiasm of a 23-year-old quarterback. Look at him go. He almost beats Sharp to the end zone. The Packers are up by a 10-3 count.
Work your Chevy truck to the bone, and what does it get you?
Stood there boldly, sweating in the sun. Felt like a million. Felt like #1. Like a rock.
It gets you the best resale value of any full-size truck in the business. The best.
Like a rock.
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
A reminder from Walmart. No matter who you are, no matter what you drive, there's one sure way to get more out of it. Regular oil changes with quality Haviland motor oil. When you add Haviland, you add more life to your car. And with Walmart savings every day of the year, you're not only miles ahead, you're dollars ahead too. Saving money at Walmart. It's an idea that's really catching on. Walmart. Always the low price. Always.
Ruthless bandits
Nobody moves, nobody dies.
turn to kidnapping and murder based on the actual case. An all-new Secret Service NBC Tonight.
The royal family's been in shock all year, and things are about to get worse.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Because John Goodman is the new king of England.
Do you ever do any fencing? When I was a kid, a couple watches here and there.
He's not on HBO. He's not on Showtime.
Where did they find this man?
King Ralph's only on NBC Tonight.
Sterling shot. Yes.
That's right. As you're my man. He pointed right to him and said, "You're the guy." He laid it right on his hands. What a throw by far.
Jackie kicks off. Woodson takes it at the 11-yard line. And he is down at the 22. Now what set up the touchdown? The blocked field goal attempt.
Gerald Williams right here is trying to make Vinnie Clark go to the outside like this and take a wider angle to the kicker. Instead, he's unable to do that. And what you're going to see, he gets a direct angle into the kick, and he's able to get a piece of it. That's a big play, of course, set up there by Vinnie Clark and his speed to get that ball. And, of course, without that play, we don't have a 76-yard Favre to Sharp touchdown pass.
Green Bay out in front, 10-3. Pittsburgh first down, their own 23-yard line. 3.5 minutes left to go, first half. O'Donnell throws, pass is complete, 41-yard line to Stone. And he is down at the 43, and it will be 20 yards and a first down.
Good call by Ron Earhart, and he was given far too much air. I realize that Dwight Stone's a fast guy, but backpedaling too far into the secondary, looks like he's going up, and he comes right back to the ball. Give Ron Earhart credit, coming right out and trying to get a big play to take away the momentum of the Packers. That's exactly what O'Donnell and Stone did.
When we talked to the quarterback, Neil O'Donnell, yesterday, he said, every game is going to be a struggle for us. Well, he's in the midst of a struggle again, trailing by 7, and he's back to throw. As good protection comes to the near side, it is incomplete to Foster. It'll be second down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Be sure to be with us next Sunday. NBC Sports presents more exciting NFL football action starting at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Some of you to see Jim Kelly on the Buffalo Bills air it out against Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Others will join us for that West Showdown. Kansas City at the Denver Broncos, and some of you to see the Colts take on the Buccaneers. So check your local listing.
Charlie, you and I will be in Denver for that one, and that's going to be for the AFC West lead. That's going to be a great game.
That's a good one. Second and 10. Pass is complete on the sideline. Yes, he had it inbounds. Jeff Graham. A gain of 12 in the first down. Graham, interestingly enough, when we talked to him, only wears shoulder pads as protection. That's the only pads.
Well, you know those guys on the outside, both cornerbacks and wide receivers are speed guys, and Vinny and Clark should not have been looking into the backfield. He's got to be looking at his man. That's a cardinal sin of cornerbacks. Look at that. That's 6 yards away from Jeff Graham, who makes an outstanding catch. That man, number 81, I'm sure is the major reason why the Steelers let go of Lewis Litz.
Suddenly, Pittsburgh from their own 23, the Green Bay 44. This one is dropped by Graham. It'll be second down and 10 at the Packer 44-yard line. 2:18 left to go in the first half.
Watch the decision that 81 has to make. Graham comes across the field, and when the ball is thrown in the middle, you decide whether to cradle it or backhand it. Watch, he decides to backhand it here instead of cradling the ball. And the result is he doesn't make the catch. Lynn Swann was famous for jumping and cradling the ball. Watch him jump, and instead of cradling it there with his hands underneath, he has them on top, and instead of catching the ball, he bats it down.
Second down and 10. Dwight Stone in motion. And here is Foster to the 41. Gain of 3, third down and 7. And when we talked to the Steelers yesterday, one of the things they said, we've got to get better on third down.
Well, they'll have some time to talk about it because we're at 2 minutes.
And we'll step aside. The score, Green Bay 10, Pittsburgh 3. Back in a moment.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. A sublime combination of steely nerves and iron will. He wrought destruction for more than a decade on the league's most dominating defense. As the man in the middle, he led the Steelers to 4 world championships with relentless pressure and punishing hits. Who was this legend?
She was the paper's best writer. Now she can't finish a sentence without pain. She has a debilitating hand injury caused by repetitive motion. So Liberty Mutual is helping customers redesign their workstations to reduce the pain and lost work days. Because we don't want her to report a story like this ever again. At Liberty Mutual, we're facing the issues that face our customers.
Jack Lambert earned a place in the Hall of Fame and his reputation as a tough guy by making opponents pay. A true legend of the game.
Yeah, this guy really gets around. He's got the auto lights. American Orient Paul, we're guaranteed 2 years no matter how far he goes. That's why we've been everywhere. Wow!
It's the Domino's Pizza NFL Spectacular. What are these guys into? Piling it on. And if you're into piling it on, get a Domino's medium with unlimited toppings now, just $8.99. And pile it on. Nobody knows like Domino's.
The Bills. With Machine Gun Jim Kelly and the electrifying Thurman Thomas, Buffalo's offense has scored the most points in the NFL. The Dolphins. Their feared passing attack can light up the scoreboard as well. It's Kelly versus Marino. 2 top guns in an aerial shootout next Sunday.
Stay tuned for the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, and Joe Namath. Bring you up to date with all the scores and highlights of all the games in the National Football League. Third down and 7. Little play action, fake passes, complete. First down, it is Graham. He goes out of bounds, stops the clock. Good play.
That was very inventive. Drop play has everybody fooled, including Johnny Holland. Number 50 takes a step up, and that's all Graham needs to be. Watch the right of your screen. Watch number 50. He bites on the fake, and right behind him, here comes Graham, and Holland catches up to him to push him out of bounds, but that's too late. First down, Steelers.
The ball just outside the 27-yard line. First down. 1:55 left to go in the first half. O'Donnell deep over the middle. It sails on him. Stone cannot hold on. He was open, but he got it high, and it sailed on him. It'll be second down.
Dwight Stone finds the seam in the zone right down here. 2 deep coverage. He's going to find him right in the seam. Problem right here is he's just a little bit high. Very catchable ball, but again, Caught in the middle of the zone, just a little bit over the right ear, and Dwight couldn't quite come up with it. That would have been a big catch for the Steelers, and actually a pretty good throw by O'Donnell.
2nd down and 10, and looking ahead for the Steelers, the report on Gary Anderson, their outstanding field goal kicker. He's okay. He just had the wind knocked out of him.
Thank goodness, because he really took a shot.
Stone is in motion. Here's the screen, and it's dropped. Hodge drops the screen pass.
Wouldn't have mattered. Danny Noonan was the one that read that. Danny Noonan, number 97, a recent acquisition off of the waivers of the Dallas Cowboys. Not set up very well. You can see right at the bottom, you can see 97 in the middle of the screen, comes over, and as Hodge drops it, Danny Noonan, former first-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys. O'Donnell's not very happy about it, but Neil, trust me, it wouldn't have gone very far anyway.
3rd down and 10. The Steelers have converted only 1 of 5 third down opportunities. They did that just a moment ago. Now they'll take a timeout to talk it over. 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is the time remaining in an outstanding first half of football.
Some very exciting big plays, and as you mentioned, part of the problem of the Pittsburgh Steelers offensively has been their inability to convert on 3rd down. And Charlie, getting the wind knocked out of them here, this is certainly an issue, because if they don't get the 1st down, you're looking at a 45-yard field goal. Not exactly a gimme anyway, but in Gary Anderson's condition, it could be that much more difficult.
His longest this year is 42 yards. Program note, Monday on NBC, it's an all-new comedy with the Fresh Prince Blossom Hour, and it's NBC world premiere movie, Fergie and Andrew Behind the Palace Doors. Find out what the tabloids are talking about and what landed Fergie in hot water. It's all new, and it's all on NBC. And I'm not adding anything else to that.
That's wisdom.
But I'm going to watch.
As my mother would say, that is wisdom.
3rd down and 10. O'Donnell is sacked. May take the Steelers out of field goal range.
Did you see on the sidelines, that's a heads-up play there by Mike Holmgren calling timeout. Because depending upon what Pittsburgh can do with the punt here, they would still have some time remaining on the clock. And the way Favre is throwing, you see Matt Brock come inside. And this is no mean feat to pull down a man 6'3", 230 pounds with a one arm. That's a good-sized arm, too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Matt Brock, 6'5½", 290-pounder. And I got to mention here, an alumni of the University of Oregon. Hello, Eugene, my old hometown.
So Mark Royals is in to punt. The Packers now are going to drop back Kittrick Taylor and Robert Brooks.
Well, of course, they're concerned, you know, special teams coaches, Nolan Cromwell, the special teams coach of the Green Bay Packers, they see one fake punt and it drives them crazy for the rest of the year. The Pittsburgh Steelers had a fake punt against the Houston Oilers. They're in their safe situation. They're not concerned without the return at all. That's why Terrell Buckley is not on the field right now.
Good play by the Steelers. And that is Ernie Mills, who went up at the 1-yard line, batted the ball back, kept the ball in the field of play. And it will be down. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line.
Now, if Brooks steps back a little bit and looks like he might catch it, Mills is heads up. He's not buying that fair catch fake at all. That's an outstanding play by Ernie Mills to keep that in the field of play. And the best laid plans of mice and men, et cetera, Holmgren might have to be content here just to run the clock out.
And if you're watching at home and say, is that legal? Yes, it is legal. He goes up. He is in the field of play. The key is if the ball breaks the plane of the goal line.
And of course the official knows that Brooks had no intention whatsoever of catching the ball. If he's close to the ball in that case, then he couldn't have done it.
Otherwise it'd be fair catch interference. You're right, good call. And here's Workman to the outside, to the 10, out to the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. There's the time remaining in the first half. Green Bay leading by a score of 10-3. The Steelers, you will recall, won the toss and received the opening kickoff, which means that Green Bay will get the ball to start the second half.
And it's clear here that is influencing the decision. by Mike Holmgren. They are certainly taking their time here. They're going to run another play, and the Steelers will call timeout, I would guess, after this play if the Packers don't get the first down.
Here is Workman leaning across the 15, 16-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. And he should pick up the first down. And he does. And of course, when you think about the second half, don't forget that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has not allowed a point scored against them in the second half of the first 3 ball games.
Certainly that's influential in terms of the fact that they're not calling timeout here and forcing a punt. They feel very confident of the fact that in a number of their games, in fact, all 3 games they have come from behind to win. So being down 10-3 at this point is not a big worry for Bill Cowher and his troops.
It is halftime at Lambeau Field. Are you surprised? The Green Bay Packers out in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 10-3. Domino Pizza's NFL Live halftime report right after this. The excitement of the first half, perhaps personified by the young quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre, after he threw the 76-yard touchdown pass to Sterling Sharp, and watch his reaction. And more excitement here at Lambeau Field, and more, of course, in New York from NFL Live. Packers lead it 10-3 at the half. We're ready now for the second half with the Packers leading the Steelers by a score of 10-3. Gary Anderson will be kicking off. Robert Brooks and Edgar Bennett are the return men for Green Bay. Watches it go out of bounds. We're ready now for the second half with the Packers leading the Steelers by a score of 10-3. Gary Anderson will be kicking off. Robert Brooks and Edgar Bennett are the return men for Green Bay. And Robert Brooks watches it go out of bounds.
You know very well, Charlie, that Gary Anderson's not feeling too good. And look at how he walks off the field. Look at that little gimp. He is hurting.
And here are the Coors Light halftime statistics.
The thing that stands out here, of course, is the 2 ways to skin a cat. Barry Foster neared 100 yards with the rushing thanks to that one big 69-yard gain. And, of course, the 161 yards passing by the Pack, definitely augmented by that 76-yard Favre to Sharp strike, which is the only touchdown we have thus far in the game.
And if you happen to see the Green Bay game last week, you will recall near the end of the ball, he was Robert Brooks on the kickoff that caught it, stepped out at the 8-yard line. This time he stays away. The ball goes out of bounds. Green Bay will start from their own 35. And here's Buford McGee to the left side. And there's not a lot there.
A lot of noise, though. You can hear down on the field. Carnell Lake, good stick there on Buford McGee. First half possessions, the Packers are really victimized where they started. Look at that. Their best field position was on their own 24-yard line, and that, of course, was the one-play throw to Sharp. Other than that, they've struggled.
Again, the score is Green Bay 10, Pittsburgh 3. Average drive start, Pittsburgh their own 31, Green Bay 12. This time they start from the 35.
I was about to say, Charlie, give credit to the Green Bay defense there. In the game of field position, certainly they were losing, but on the scoreboard they're up, and that's a credit to the green and gold defense.
On the draw to McGee. Line of scrimmage, that's all that there is. It'll be 3rd down and 9. So Favre will be throwing. Carnell Lake leading the Steeler defense.
That's back-to-back tackles for Carnell Lake, former outside backer. The UCLA Bruins converted to strong safety. He had somewhat of a long holdout prior to the season. In fact, I mean, his first game back, how'd you like to, almost your first game back as the Houston Oilers, but he's played very well here early in the season, and the defensive coaches for the Pittsburgh Steelers feel like this could be the next Pro Bowl safety.
The Packers going with 3 wide receivers, 3rd down and 9. Vince Workman is the remaining back, and he is also an excellent receiver. Favre trips as he tried to slip out to the right side. He's going to lose 3 or 4 yards. It will be 4th down. Gerald Williams will get credit for the tackle.
Well, watch how fast Greg Lloyd comes over. You're right, Charlie. He trips down. But, of course, as everybody knows the statistic, this is a sack. He trips over Williams, but will he get credit? Watch Greg Lloyd in a hurry to get over and touch him. Yo, I want that number. That's a sack.
The 2nd sack in the ball game for the Steelers, their 4th on the year.
And that's the 2nd for Greg Lloyd, too, Charlie. I think he had the first one.
McJulian's kick is short. Woodson steps away. And the Steelers will take over at about their own 32-yard line. Only 38 yards on the kick by Paul McJulian of the Green Bay Packers.
And you can hear a little rumble through the crowd. I think the one thing the Packers didn't want to do there was go 3 and punt. Have the momentum from the big touchdown. You know, had good things going in the first half. Come right out and establish something. And, of course, they start at their own 35-yard line. Finally, great field position, and they don't do anything with it.
Is it hard to pick up momentum at the beginning of the second half?
Well, again, you know, you got to look at the situation. You're fresh. You know, you got things going. You're on your 35-yard line. You got the crowd behind you. You should have done more than 3 and punt.
Steelers from their own 32. Pass complete to Graham. And he is out to the 38-yard line. He'll have 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Jeff Graham with 16 balls caught coming into this game. He led the AFC in receiving yardage with over 300. Simple crossing route, cutting across the field, safe pass, little confidence builder for O'Donnell to start. Come up 2nd and short.
That is the 3rd reception of this ball game for Graham for 33 yards total. It's 2nd down. Slips. Leans across the 40. He'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Merrill was also talking that he was a newlywed, and he said, how long did he say he knew his wife before they were married?
7 months all total. They've been married 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony, the lovely Tony.
Yeah, love at first sight.
Yes, Tony does not like his first name Merrill. Does not like his middle name Dwayne.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
Interestingly enough, he was set up by former Brigham Young Cougar, now Washington Redskin, Jason Buck. He's the one that set the 2 of them up.
Foster is stopped cold at the 40. No gain, 4th down.
Brian Noble, inside backer, leading tackler for the Packers. Watch him head on right there. Absolutely no place to go. Also give credit to Brown and Pout being there. Very predictable on the part of the Steelers, but the inside, Brian Noble, a holdout. But for the 7 seasons you see there, leading tackler for the Packers.
Royals goes to the sideline, kicks away from Terrell Buckley. That's the reason for the boos. We've got a timeout. The Packers have the lead and the football when we come back.
I take my son to daycare every day, and his security is my primary concern.
Paul Kewen talks about his new Goodyear AquaTread radials.
When I first saw the AquaTread, I thought, okay, I see how the water is going to flow away.
The advanced Deep Groove Aqua Channel channels water away as you drive.
I feel like I've got control in different conditions.
AquaTread, only from Goodyear. Paul Kewen knows, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
I feel very confident.
We built this business.
I hit the brakes. You know, they're anti-lock brakes. It was close, but we stopped in time.
Build this business.
Every year they plant new trees. Dad says they make good things from trees.
After my accident, they advanced my insurance benefits and built me a ramp and got me back on my feet.
We built this business to build your dreams. Yeah!
NFL on NBC is brought to you by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around. By Goodyear, #1 in tires. By ITT Corporation, building people's dreams. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now.
This is Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen. We're at Lambeau Field, Green Bay, on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. The Packers out in front of the Steelers by a score of 10-3 with 10:53 time remaining third quarter. Green Bay from their own 33-yard line. And Workman gets the call. He'll have a yard to the 34. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Aaron Jones with a big collision here. Take a look at the hit. And this is full speed, not slow motion. Oh, gosh. Wow. Aaron Jones, former first-round pick back in 1988. 3 first-round picks under the Cow regime now have gone by the wayside. Lewis Lips, Tom Ricketts, and Huey Richardson are no longer a part of the organization. As we talked to Aaron yesterday, he said that really woke him up. And last week and this week, he's really picked up his play considerably.
He said, I used to be a rebel, not anymore. And we have some jumping, movement, flags, pointing, and an official's timeout.
Looked like Gerald Williams jumped off. No kidding. Gee, that was great, Sherlock.
Defense offsides, number 98, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
I had no fire with that southern drawl. Is he doing a little number? Oh, he might be.
Well, interestingly enough, Mike Holmgren was quoted as saying, I've never had a guy with such a thick accent. I have to know what some of those words mean.
That's right. Brett said he's going to have his parents send Mike a Southern Dictionary. Nice pass complete to McGee. Woodson with the tackle.
Misdirection play again. Counter boot. Shows the ball. There you see underneath. Here comes Buford McGee. The inside linebacker has to stay with him completely from the other side of the field. You see falling on top of him is David Little, but too late. It's a 1st down for the Pack.
At their own 46-yard line. You might wonder what kind of an arm Brett Favre has in high school. He threw one 71 yards in the air.
That was with a high school ball.
The air's lighter in high school, I guess. There's Workman. Now, don't say a high school ball. People will think it's a different football. It's not.
No. Don't you realize that if you throw the professional ball, the name Tagliabue is not aerodynamic. It's such a long last name. It cuts down on resistance.
James Campen is shaken up on the play.
This is one of the least happy Packers right there. Don Mikowski, you remember a couple of years ago, Pro Bowl year in 1989. He was the magic man, but the last 2 seasons have been plagued with injuries. And, of course, last week he had the ankle injury, which they say is going to cost him about 2 to 4 weeks. And, of course, some of the fans have turned on him, as you can see there. We believe in magic, and from Wayne's World, not.
James Campen is the injured player. Frank Winters will replace him. We'll step aside for a moment.
This Heisman moment is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, makers of a full line of quality cars and trucks. Ohio State's Archie Griffin beat the Heisman jinx by becoming the award's only repeat winner. The 5'9" Griffin's durability enabled him to start every game in his 4 seasons at Columbus. Woody Hayes called Griffin the greatest football player I've ever been associated with. Griffin's greatness led him to his Heisman Trophy moments in 1974 and 1975.
Eclipse, noun. The motion of one heavenly body passing in front of another. An eclipse occurs only with the perfect alignment of arcs and curves and angles. Eclipse, verb. To surpass. To cast in shadow. To leave others behind. The stunning eclipse from Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
If your face was square, shaving would be simple, but your face has curves. Presenting the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the only twin-blade razor that flexes to follow the curves of your face. Schick Tracer, we're changing the face of shaving.
Dean Witter believes every investor's success story is unique. From getting in on the ground floor to getting all the way to the top, Dean Witter can help you make it every step of the way.
We measure success one investor at a time.
Yesterday afternoon, I called Brett Favre's father, Irvin, in Pass Christian, Mississippi. He was also his high school coach. Asked him what kind of a quarterback was he. He said tough, resilient, strong, but I also found out some other information.
And the information is that his son has quite a sense of humor. Here's the birthday card he sent to his mother. Mom, you've made me what I am today, but don't let that ruin your birthday.
And today is Benita Favre's birthday. Here's a little play-action fake by her son. Pass is complete to Buford McGee. Now, you know, of course, that we would never reveal the age of a lady. However, a hint might be.
Oh, man, that's awful. That's awful. Man, she's...
Well...
So the Roman numerals M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L. How much is that? I don't get it.
The ball is at the Pittsburgh 40-yard line, first down.
You are going to hear from Muy Bonita.
Happy birthday, Bonita.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And here is Workman. 34-yard line. Good cutback. Picks up 6.
Earlier in the game, the cutbacks were working well, and of course, one of the things you like to do against a team with the great team speed on defense that the Steelers have is cut back against the grain. Watch all the white shirts flow to the ball, and once he plants that right foot and cuts back, all those people have overrun the play. Cuts back against the grain. Lloyd makes the tackle, but not before he got 6 yards.
Workman, 12 carries, 57 yards rushing. Check it down in 4. The ball at the Pittsburgh 34-yard line. Moving on the 7-minute mark. Time remaining in the third. Play action fake. Fires in trouble. Throws it. He got away with that one.
Gerald Williams with the pressure. This was the classic case of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. He wasn't buying the counter boot fake this time, and he comes in right on Brett Favre. Once again, every week now, Gerald Williams with the one sleeve on, one sleeve off look. I don't know if he consulted with Flojo or not, but that's the way it looks.
That's right.
That's his thing.
Soon to be cover man on GQ, perhaps.
Yeah, I won't hold my breath.
Third down and 4. Workman diving for it. He's going to come up short.
Now here's an interesting point, Charlie. When he slipped and fell, he might have slid into the first down. Where are they going to mark that? I'm not sure he was tackled. I think he might have just lost his feet. If we get a chance to see it again, maybe we can tell. Does a Steeler touch him on the way down? Take a look at the cut. Now watch the interior. Does he get touched? Okay, right there he's touched, but he's not down. Now right there, nobody touches him. He's just sliding there. Nobody touches him. They should have given him the ball right there at the line.
Right. He should have gotten the slide. 4th down and about a foot.
You saw Brett Favre wander over to the official, and he's calling timeout. Once again, this is certainly a big play where the Packers are concerned. 4th and 1 when we come back.
Rust. What it can do to the outside of your car. Weak, neglected antifreeze can do to the inside. You need the tough anti-corrosion formula of Prestone. Use fresh Prestone every year to give your radiator and cooling systems heavy-duty rust and corrosion protection. No matter what happens to the outside, Prestone protects the inside. Prestone stops the rust that stops your car.
Dustin Hoffman.
Hold up, buddy! I got $100 shoes here!
Regina Davis.
Out of the darkness came a man with no name.
They found him. Andy Garcia.
He saved my life.
You were safe, John Bubba.
You think so? Oh, he's a fake. On October 2nd, America will discover who the real hero is. Me.
Who?
Hero, a comedy for our times. Directed by Stephen Frears, rated PG-13.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think? Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men.
Every milestone deserves a new look at your insurance and financial needs with your MetLife representative. Get Met. It pays.
Be with us on NBC next Saturday for one of the most eagerly awaited matchups of the 92 college football season. Stanford head coach and former NBC Notre Dame football analyst Bill Walsh leading the Cardinal against Lou Holt's Fighting Irish. And Bill Walsh was wearing an NBC microphone during yesterday's win over San Jose State, and some of you will get to hear the genius at work during next week's Notre Dame Saturday show that's starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Remember last time on 4th and 1, he bumped into Workman in the backfield. We'll see what happens this time.
Clean handoff. Oh, this is going to be a close mark. He was leaning. It's where the ball was when the play was blown dead, and he should pick it up.
This is going to be close. Oh.
First down.
That was good support by the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary.
In this season, Green Bay fourth down conversions now 3 of 4 for the year.
Favre making sure that he's not going to collide this time, gives him plenty of room. And watch, he cuts to the outside. Williams gets a leg, and right there, Nickerson does an excellent job of standing him right up, but apparently just inches past the down marker, and the Packer drive continues.
First down, 29-yard line. Workman to the 27, a gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Report on James Campen, the center for the Packers. Return is questionable, a strained left knee. And so Frank Winters is now the center for the Green Bay Packers. Does that cause a problem on the exchange between Frank Winters and Brett Favre?
Well, only initially. I would have looked for the first one. In fact, give Winters a lot of credit. A 4th and 1 count, that was a pretty big deal, and I'm sure that they went on a standard snap count, probably 2.
Second and 8. Winters bothered by a bit of a hip problem. Favre steps away. Good move. And watch him. He slides at the 10. When I talked to his dad, he said, I keep cautioning he's got to slide. He wants to lower his head and pick up some extra yards. I say, son, it's a long season and a long career. Slide, and he does.
Well, this 15-yard gain, you got to remember, too, Charlie, this isn't a little guy. 6'2" and about 220, 225 pounds. All the defensive backs with their backs turned. Favre heads up, sees that, slides in for a first down there inside the 20, down to the 10-yard line. And look at that. Man, that is a young face, isn't it?
You know, he struggled at the beginning of last week's ballgame when he came in. He said, I thought I was prepared until I got into the ballgame.
Now, this is an interesting point right here, Charlie. The Steelers have yet to give up a point in the second half.
Workman to the outside. Flags are down. Just over 4 minutes left to go in the third.
Once again, a problem. You recall earlier, Charlie, in the first half, they had a like drive. They came down. Lloyd came in with a big sack and prevented them from doing anything there. Now it's a holding penalty.
Holding, offense, number 86, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And we haven't had a lot of penalties in this ballgame.
But here we'll see Ed West, tight end for the Green Bay Packers. Right here, just to the right here, look at the jersey that he has. Has a complete hold of Gerald Williams' jersey. Good call by the official. That's not too tough.
That is the third penalty against the Packers for 20 yards. The Steelers also have 3 penalties for 20 yards. first down, now back at the 20-yard line. And here is Workman to the outside. He cannot get around the corner as Gerald Williams was waiting on him.
And that's because Gerald Williams didn't get held. But interestingly enough, watch the speed of Donald Evans if we get a chance to see this play again. Watch from the backside. Here at the top of your screen, number 66, he's the defensive end. He, along with Williams, is going to make this play. That's a defensive end. That's a 270-pound man who came completely across the field. They told us the story in the preseason that against the Giants on a draw play, Rodney Hampton went to the right, was completely untouched, 30 yards from a touchdown, and Donald Evans came completely from the other side of the field to make the tackle.
And Donald Evans also in pass coverage, he told the coaches he wanted to look at some of the film of the wide receivers. Buford McGee.
Rod Woodson in on the tackle, as well as Evans once again. Interesting point.
Why aren't they throwing? Why aren't they throwing?
Well, in this case, he thought he was going to surprise him here with the draw play. He didn't surprise anybody. Getting back to Evans, however, the Los Angeles Rams had him with the second-round pick, one of the picks they had in the Dickerson trade, and they actually tried to convert him to fullback. There you can see, watch him come off there, getting a piece of McGee and forcing him into the arms of Woodson. Now they have third and very long.
14th play of the drive. Third down, 17. Pass is complete at the 8-yard line to Jackie Harris. It'll be fourth down, and the field goal team will come aboard.
Andy Reid, the tight end coach for the Packers, told me that he really feels that Jackie Harris is going to be a star. 6'3½", 244, a 4.55, 4.6 guy in the 40. He feels like that eventually, when he learns more about the offense, he can help them deep. But right there, he gives them what appears to be a gimme field goal for Jackie.
25-yard attempt, and Jackie has never missed a field goal under 30 yards in his career. He is 30 of 30. This one, it is no good, and the scoreless streak defensively for the Steelers in the second half continues. We'll be back.
Domino's Pizza presents Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, Jim Everett, and Bronson Pinchot for Domino's NFL Spectacular. What are these guys into? Piling it on. And if you're into piling it on, get a Domino's Unlimited Topping Pizza, only $8.99. Delivered in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Hey, Bronson, go long.
Any topping you want, as many as you want. Pile them on. The Domino's Unlimited Topping Medium Pizza, just $8.99.
Keep going, Bronson.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
Hey, guys, I'm open.
Mitsubishi believes that a luxury car should offer something beyond the usual luxuries. It may be extraordinary power and control, a consummate blend of comfort and performance, or a state-of-the-art four-wheel drive system. The 3000 GT, the Diamante, the Montero. Lease the luxury car of your choice. Only $399 a month for 36 months. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
There are two people who can raise your income and lower your taxes right now. You and your financial advisor. Call and find out how you can increase your spendable income with Nuveen tax-free mutual funds.
My car, it needs a brake job. Just my luck. My dealer makes appointments, so I'm stuck.
You've got to take your car to Midas when your brakes go bad. Now is just the perfect time, so stop feeling sad.
Get great brake values at Midas today.
Part of the complaint that Chris Jackie had over the last couple of weeks was the holding of Brett Favre, but he does an outstanding job here. Winters, who is now in the game, maybe had a little bit of a problem. Look at that, off to the right. Favre makes a great catch, gets it right down. Jackie's got nobody to complain about that but himself. He just hooked it.
So the Steelers take over at their own 20-yard line, first down, with 1:24 left to go in the third quarter. Terrell Buckley is in the secondary for the Packers, and the pass is
and they go right
Ernie
to him.
Mills, and they go right after him. They go right after him.
He has a little smile on his face as if to say, okay, well, I'm a rookie. I expect that. Standard out route. Buckley just backpedals a little bit too much. He makes the close, but it's too late. O'Donnell throwing before the break. Well executed play by the Steelers.
And a gain of 12 to the 32-yard line.
12 interceptions. That really is amazing. Al Worley, I think, of the Washington Huskies, holds the record for 14 in the season.
Here is Foster, and he turns it up to the 38-yard line. Has 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Watch number 93, Robert Brown, trying to get rid of the people in front of Foster. Well, you're going to see number 93 here at the top of your, on this side of the screen. Take a look at what he does here. He's going to tackle Hodge right here. He gets a little confused. He's frustrated. Well, if I can't get the guy with the ball, I'm getting somebody. That ended up being Merrill Hodge.
Barry Foster for the Steelers now 11 carries, 104 yards rushing. Remember a couple of weeks ago he had 190, and here he comes again. Flag is down. There wasn't anything there. Robert Brown was waiting on him.
Looked like it was in slow motion. Carlton Hasselrig, guard for the Steelers, complaining just a little bit, but not too vociferously. I guess he feels like I got caught. 6-time NCAA wrestling champ.
6-time.
Holding, number 77 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
You don't have 6 years of eligibility. How can you be a 6-time champion?
No, he does, because I asked him about that. I say, what was the best year of your life? He says, you know what, the 4 best years of my life were my sophomore year.
I had to ask.
You did.
I had to ask. I apologize to the nation.
He won at 2 different levels at NCAA, Division I, Division 1A.
Time expired in the 3rd quarter before the snap. After 3, Green Bay leads 10-3. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
He's not on HBO, he's not on Showtime, he's only on NBC. John Goodman.
How am I doing?
For the first time on television, King Ralph, NBC tonight.
Oh.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like top quality belts from Gates, the one thing people overlook most on their cars is the belts. Remember to have your belts checked regularly and insist on quality Gates belts from CarQuest. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Everybody talks about the healthcare crisis. Tom Petri is doing something about it. Petri's multi-care reform would give people the right to choose health plans at a single fair price. And you can't be thrown out of your health plan if you get sick or lose your job.
I run a skilled nursing care center. Tom Petri's plan would go a long way in solving America's health care crisis.
Affordable, quality health care is a basic right. And that's a right I'm fighting for.
Tom Petri.
It's the Dodge Factory Authorized Clearance. Get up to $1,000 cash back on Caravan models.
Put a new Dodge in your garage.
Plus, get air conditioning at no extra charge on Caravans.
Put a new Dodge in your garage.
Dodge Caravan is America's best-selling minivan. List priced as low as $14,306 after cash back.
Put a Dodge in your garage.
See the Dodge dealer nearest you for the new Dodge you'll want to put in your garage.
Corky, Miles, Murphy, and the Gang. Weekdays on TV 11.
Barry Foster held at 36 yards by the Chargers last week, now over the century mark again.
An interesting record when Steeler backs get over 100 yards. 72-12, but right now they're behind by a touchdown.
O'Donnell rolls, throws, it is incomplete. Jeff Graham, the intended receiver. And it will be 3rd down and 13 at the 29-yard line.
Good pressure by Tony Bennett and John Yurkovich. Tony Bennett right there was someone that they felt maybe should have been in the Pro Bowl last year. 111 tackles, 13 sacks. Very impressive statistics for Tony Bennett. Of course, leading the team in sacks again this year with 2. He's getting to the point where he's playing so well that nobody thinks of him as the crooner from San Francisco, thinking he's a legitimate football player.
It's sailed on him. It's incomplete. 2nd time in the ball game that O'Donnell has come high with the pass. It'll be 4th down.
A little bit of happy feet on the part of Neil O'Donnell. He's been feeling the pressure. We just mentioned Tony Bennett. On with John Jackson. Jackson suffering from an ankle sprain a little bit. There he is, right in his face. You can see throwing off the back foot. And as soon as you make a quarterback throw off the back foot, the ball's going to sail.
And Mark Royals will be kicking to Terrell Buckley. Gloves are off.
It's going to have some room.
25-yard line. Flag is down. He's to the 30. He's to the 35, to the 40, and then out of bounds. Oh, and he was spun around.
He is excited.
And again, there was a marker back at the 27-yard line matching his number.
Charlie, when I talked with him yesterday, I asked him if it bothered him the inevitable comparisons between himself and Deion Sanders, and he had a very diplomatic reply. And I would guess that they're going to refuse that because of the great field position. His reply was, look, if I can be compared to somebody that good, I got no problem with that.
Team, ineligible man downfield. Penalty is declined. 1st down, receivers.
And Terrell Buckley, definitely one of the more exciting players in the National Football League, setting up the Packers at the 44 when we come back.
Silver summer. Silver time, silver line girl in the silver suit look so fine. Look so fine. Silver bottom, silver top, silver fish, silver wish come from here, right from here. Ooh, and it tastes so good. Cool light is alright here now. Cool light is alright here now.
The world is in transition. The defining challenge of the 90s is to win the economic competition, to win the peace. We must be a military superpower, an economic superpower, and an export superpower. In this election, you'll hear 2 versions of how to do this. Theirs is to look inward. Ours is to look forward. Prepare our people to compete, to save and invest so we can win. Here's what I'm fighting for. Open markets for American products, lower government spending, tax relief, opportunities for small business, legal and health reform, job training, and new schools built on competition ready for the 21st century.
The excitement of Terrell Buckley, his hometown is Pascagoula, Mississippi.
One of the things that no coaches can teach you is speed. He is an exciting, fast, gets to the outside. You know, it didn't seem like it was that long of a return, but it was more than 15 yards.
This is his mom, Laura. He brought mom up along with his sister from Pascagoula. They're living with him here now. This is the back of her jersey. Mrs. Buckley is in the house. I like that.
In the house, yeah.
She's there for the home cooking, and his favorite meal are red beans, rice, and chicken. Oh, that sounds good. Here's Edgar Bennett. He's got a couple of yards to the 47.
As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we asked him yesterday what his best 40 time was, and he said at the combine, when all 10 people had him there, he was timed in 4:19. Now, you and I argued this point because, you know, that's the cat family, Jack. I mean, you know, come on, 4:19.
Pew.
I mean, that is really.
Boy, that is moving.
Supposedly,
that was the fastest watch of the 10.
Well, the slowest was what, 4:29 or something?
It wasn't much slower. That's a lateral.
I was just going to say, Charlie, you're absolutely right.
And the officials pick it on the far side. That's a backward pass that goes out of bounds, and they're going to mark it as a lateral. It was a free ball.
Good job.
It went out of bounds. It was marked where it went out of bounds.
That's a good job there by Bama Glass, the line judge, coming in to see that. He sprinted right in, pointed his left arm, and said that was backwards. Heads up. Good job by the officials.
The pressure first from Greg Lloyd.
But of course, Favre here, you know, panics just a little bit. He has a little bit of the happy feet. Nobody touches. Lloyd comes right on top. Now watch. Sure enough, that's backwards. They're very fortunate the Packers were that ball went out of bounds. Lloyd untouched. Almost got his 3rd sack of the day.
So the ball is back at the 41-yard line. And the Packers take a timeout. That stops the clock. 13:42 left to go in the ball game. And the head coach is not that happy.
The last thing the average person wants is the average car. That's why the new Mazda brought you the return of the pure sports car, the all-new RX-7, and the return of the Roadster, the Miata. That's why our 626 feels personal, and our MX-6 feels timeless. It's why every Mazda will fulfill its promise in a way no other car can.
Only Delta gives you more flights from over here to over there. Only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities from over here to over there. In fact, only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities in Europe than all these airlines combined. Delta, we love to fly, and it shows the world over.
Every 20 seconds, a car is stolen. So Liberty Mutual is giving some police a powerful homing device that finds the car, which lowers insurance. And this device also finds the thief, who finds himself behind bars.
At Liberty Mutual, we're facing the issues that face our customers.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Delta Airlines. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. By Shit Tracer. It traces every curve on your face. And by Liberty Mutual. At Liberty Mutual, we're facing the issues that face our customers.
Welcome back to Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Packers are leading the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 10-3 with 13 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the ballgame. The Packers took the lead at the 3:40 mark of the 2nd quarter, and they have led since then. 3rd down and 14. They have converted only 2 of 9 third down opportunities. I'm surprised at that call.
No, I'm not, and let me tell you why. If you saw when he came over to the sidelines, he was very confused. He wasn't sure of himself. And 3rd and 14, when you're going against the Pittsburgh secondary that leads the National Football League in interceptions, and that your defense is playing fairly well, that's ultra conservative for someone of Mike Holmgren's ilk, but nonetheless, in this situation, he didn't want to take any chances, punt the ball away, play a little field position.
McJulian kicking to Woodson. Pressure, he gets good kick. Great hang time. Woodson now makes the mistake. The Packers recover it. It's a touchdown. Do they? They say they do. Yes!
If you'll recall, earlier in the game, we had a similar situation with Royals. The punt took, and Tim Houck tried to pick it up. What's the thinking here with regards to Rod Woodson? One of the great players in the National Football League made an absolutely egregious mental error. Even if he picks the ball up, he's got no place to go. Look at the reaction of Mike Holmgren. What an absolute gift for the Green Bay Packers.
George Kunitz recovered the ball in the end zone. However, there is a conference of officials going on at this time.
Ball is put in play at the spot. First down.
The argument that Sterling Sharp and both Mike Holmgren have right here is whether or not that was a muff. Once the ball hits the ground and he picked it up, and he was hit by Houck, who was the one that made the mistake earlier with regards to punt returns, the ball flew into the end zone. I would think that that's a fumble. Those who follow football know that if it's a muff, if he drops it, it can't be advanced. But here, this is, you know, it bounces up. Right here, this is a fumble. He creams him here. The ball goes backwards. It's recovered in the end zone. As far as I can tell, that's got to be a touchdown, doesn't it?
He did not have possession. You have to have possession for it to be a fumble. Woodson did not have possession.
Well, that would certainly be the argument right there. Did Houck knock it out, or did he have that? Does he completely have the ball? That would be the argument here.
No, he does not have possession. That is the point of the touching.
You're right.
Last year, it would have been reviewable, but not reversed.
Well, after, you know what, it's sad in a way, Charlie, certainly for that man, number 26, because the first 3 games of the season, he has been absolutely one of the garrison performers in the National Football League. Interceptions, blocked a field goal, sacks, recovered fumbles. There's nothing this man hasn't done, but right there, you know, his mind went on the blink.
Also, what about George Kuntz? He recovered it in the end zone, and the officials went up with the signal of the touchdown. Of course, that has been changed. It came back to the point of the muff. Green Bay will have possession just outside the 8-yard line of the Steelers.
Charlie, he gets a little pat there from Hardy Nickerson. A lot of times great players feel like they have to do too much. Right there, Rod Woodson wanted very much to try and make something happen once the ball bounced back into the play. Now, Ed Merrifield comes in and calls it a touchdown. But, of course, they huddle a little bit later, and as we know by now, the call has been reversed. Coming back to the point, great players like Rod Woodson, they want very much to have the ball in their hands. He thought he could make something happen, but it went the other direction.
First down and goal to go at the 8-yard line of the Steelers.
Back-to-back plays against Rod Woodson. This just has not been his day. First of all, the hook and go route to Sterling Sharp. Burns 76 yards for a touchdown. Now Robert Brooks on the fake slant goes out to the corner. Favre puts it right on the money. Woodson once again victimized. This is certainly going to be one of the more forgettable days for that man, number 26 All-Pro Rod Woodson.
First points the Steelers have given up in the second half this year. Here's one more. Packers lead 17-3.
I hate hockey and I don't like kids. I'm the new coach. You really suck. Thank you for sharing that. Get off the roof, you little monkey. Back to basics.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
That's good, that's good. Let's fly.
Walt Disney Pictures presents The Mighty Ducks, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Starts Friday, October 2nd.
Get in line, stay in step, or maybe you'd rather go your own way. In which case, check out the all-new 93 626 ES from the new Mazda, the company that's put a twist on everything from luxury cars to roadsters. Now we've done the same to sedans. With a V6, an airbag, and ABS. Introducing the all-new Mazda 626.
Mazda, it just feels right.
Quality motor oil can go a long way toward protecting against engine wear. But by adding STP oil treatment, it can go even further, because STP increases even the best oil's viscosity by up to 50%. It's that simple.
A Department of Energy study reveals that most American homes don't have enough insulation. And that means you. To find out what's right for your home, call Owens Corning at 1-800-GET-PINK.
The
the Bills. With machine gun Jim Kelly and the electrifying Thurman Thomas, Buffalo's offense has scored the most points in the NFL. The Dolphins. Their feared passing attack can light up the scoreboard as well. It's Kelly versus Marino, two top guns in an aerial shootout next Sunday.
As we come back, Rod Woodson is the return man from the goal line. To the 15, the 20, and then out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Robert Brooks right here is going to run the slant route. Woodson is going to bite on the inside fake, and then Brooks is going to come back out to the corner, and Woodson is not going to be able to come back out. Mike Holmgren, good call here, going right for the kill. Very first play. What a throw by Favre to Brooks. Touchdown Packers. Woodson frustrated not only by the punt return, but by his inability to cover Brooks right there. That is a look of a man who is disgusted with himself.
Favre also showing the touch that they said he didn't have. Stone out of bounds, stops the clock, first down at the 35-yard line, and again, as we mentioned, and we need to reiterate it, first point scored against the Steelers defense in the second half of any game this year.
Now notice the man, that's Bill Cowher coming over to talk to Rod Woodson, and I'll bet he's telling him right now, look, you have made so many good plays for us, you've done so much for this organization, please don't get down on yourself right now. This man right here has been a master psychologist in the first 3 games. This shows a lot on the part of the head coach to go to one of these star players and talk to him like that.
O'Donnell, a little touch pass, it is incomplete. Foster, the intended receiver, he turned him around.
And another thing to keep in mind here, Charlie, the count is 17-3, but there's more than 12 minutes left in the game. This is far from over.
Green Bay has scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Both of their touchdowns came on one-play drive. 76 yards in one play and 8 yards in one play. In the second half, Green Bay has run 18 offensive plays. This will be the Steelers' 9th, only half.
Well, a team that coming into this game was 28th in the league in defense, giving up more yards than any other team in the National Football League, 378 per game. They have really stood up and been counted today, the Green Bay Packer defense.
Matt Brock, number 62, with a sack, help to the sideline. Don't forget to be with us next week. NFL Live will start it all at 12:30 Eastern Time. Miami against Buffalo, Indianapolis against Tampa at Tampa Bay, and Todd and I will be in the Mile High City for Kansas City and the Broncos. That's all next Sunday here on NBC. Green Bay next week is at Atlanta. The Steelers have an open date. Here's Foster to the outside, around the corner, has the first down. Barry Foster. Benny Clark finally got him. He adds 13 more yards to his total. 118 on the day.
We've been talking up the speed of Johnny Holland. There he has him in the open field, but a little bit of a wiggle right there. And once again, you can't say enough for the fact that at 5'10", 214 pounds, this man is not going to be dragged down by grabbing his jersey or arm tackling.
First down, 47-yard line. O'Donnell goes deep. It is pulled down by Adrian Cooper, the tight end. First down.
Throw was a little bit high by O'Donnell, but give Cooper a lot of credit. He went up and got it. 6'5", 260-pound tight end, replacing the injured Eric Green. Good protection, throws a little bit high, but shows the vertical. Boy, that's getting up pretty good for a guy 260.
4 plays in the drive, 3 first downs. This is the 5th play of the drive. Good protection over the middle, incomplete. Cooper, the intended receiver. A flag is down.
He was early. That's a good call by the official. Even though the flag comes in late, a lot of times the fans will boo and complain about it. But that, certainly Leroy Butler was there just a little bit early there on Cooper.
Pass interference called against the Packers. And it will be another first down.
Is he there before the ball? That's always the argument. Where's the collision?
Pass interference, number 36 defense.
You can see
first
the bottom right of the corner right there. He's already on top of him. He's already pushed him down before the ball is even has even arrived. Watch 87 there in the screen, coming across. 36 hits him clearly before the ball is there.
And it is a catchable ball. First down, 26-yard line. O'Donnell to throw. Pressure up the middle, barely gets it off. Oh, a blitz was coming. Whoop. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Interesting point here, Charlie. I noticed in the secondary that rookie Terrell Buckley is no longer in the game. Evidently, that series that he had didn't impress Ray Rhodes, defensive coordinator, and they're going with their veterans who have had some training camp experience, and they don't want to have, at this point in the game, a defensive breakdown in the secondary, even though that man right there is a tremendous athlete. He is not quite familiar with everything that Ray Rhodes has tried to inculcate to him.
Noah with the pressure up the middle. O'Donnell has hit 11 of 23 for 127. Second down. Cooper incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Let's go to New York City and Bob Costas for an update. Bob?
Charlie, here's how the Rams took the 12-10 lead at home over the Jets. Well-protected Jim Everett down the sideline. James Hasty has the coverage on Flipper Anderson, but he overruns the play. And Anderson comes back to the ball for the catch that covers 31 yards for the score. And it's the Rams by 2 at Anaheim in the 4th.
And speaking of 2, it's Green Bay by 2 touchdowns here over Pittsburgh.
Remember Henry Ellard used to do the somersault in the end zone?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him do that again. Now that with the rules a little bit relaxed.
It's back. He can do it.
Yeah.
O'Donnell deep. And it is incomplete.
Jeff Graham.
There was contact.
Jeff Graham certainly has a legitimate beef. From my vantage point, it looked like Leroy Butler got there a little bit early. Take a look in the middle of the field. Watch number 36 Green on your monitor when he's going to come up here at the bottom. Now, does he get there before the ball? Certainly appeared that way from that vantage point when Graham got up complaining. That could be a little bit more than incidental contact, but evidently the official didn't feel so.
4th and 10. Neil O'Donnell turns around, calls for a timeout, stops the clock. 10 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the game. Packers up by 14.
You know you can get cash just across the street. But did you know you can get cash all across the country? Using the same card you use at the cash machines at home. That is, when your card has a plus. Because plus marks the spot for cash when you travel. At cash machines in big cities and small towns. In all 50 states and beyond. So check your card and name your street.
Shaving would be simple, and any razor would do, if your face was square. But your face has curves. Presenting the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the only razor with twin blades that flex. Compared to other razors, Schick Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin. So, for real faces, like yours, Schick Tracer, we're changing the face of shaving.
Once in a great while, a car comes along with such timeless beauty, such intrepid performance, you can't help but make predictions. What do you do when you think something is destined to be a collector's item? You put one away for safekeeping. The new MX-6 from the new Mazda.
Mazda just feels right.
Then again, who can wait that long?
Premiere Week continues on NBC tonight with an all-new Secret Service. Ruthless bandits turn to kidnapping and murder. Based on the actual case, an all-new Secret Service. Then eyewitness the pilot of this amazing crash walk away and see this jockey's incredible finish by a neck. An all-new eyewitness video following Secret Service NBC tonight.
With almost 11.
Watch Watch Ernie Mills on the in route coming down, just enough for the first down. Comes back to the ball. Now watch as he jumps. He certainly bobbles it. Watch the ball. Does the ball come out there? Yeah. There it is.
Good call by the official.
Good call by the official.
Officials
right
having a good ball game.
They are, and they've had a lot of tough calls too.
Yes. Lewis Billups was there for the Packers. Green Bay takes over on downs. They have a first down at their own 26-yard line.
That's certainly got to be frustrating for Neil O'Donnell because he put that ball right on the numbers. Well, not, excuse me, that's not right. He didn't put it on the numbers.
It was a little high, but catchable, very
catchable,
yes.
That's what he's saying right there. Got to catch the ball.
And here is Workman. And a flag is down back at the 15-yard line. And Favre really took a shot for Greg Lloyd.
This is the very thing that Bill Cowher talks about in terms of composure. Greg Lloyd hitting the quarterback there. What's the sense in that? That makes no sense at all. That's a foolish play. There's 10:42 left in the game. If they hold them 3 and punt, they have plenty of time to get back in this football
good field
game.
position.
It's an awful play by Greg Lloyd. Take a look at 95. He's going to come in and he's going to spin. He's going to spin Favre down.
Personal foul.
Right there, the ball's completely hit. Handed off. You got to know right there you can't hit the quarterback, and that's a little bit of an acting job on the part of Favre.
That's some Southern drama.
Certainly is, and Lloyd gets tossed out for that. You know what that reminded me a little bit is in basketball you always see him draw the charge.
Yeah.
You see Favre go down and hold his head. That wasn't that severe of a hit. Certainly warranting a 15-yard penalty, but
the ball now at the Green Bay 44-yard line, first down, 10:42 left to go. Packers lead it 17-3. And here is Workman.
See, the other foolish thing about that too, Charlie, that Greg Lloyd has to be cognizant of is now he's had 2 sacks. Oh, that's good.
No, the fish. Bill Cowher just brought him out. Right, he wasn't ejected.
Well, then that's a good thing because that's their best pass rusher, and certainly here they don't want to lose a player of his magnitude. Steeler most valuable player last year, career best 8 sacks, as well as making the Pro Bowl, keeping up an outstanding tradition for linebackers there, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Workman now 19 carries, 72 yards for Green Bay, and we expect to see more of him. They want to take some time off of that clock. Packers out in front, 17-3, going for their second victory of this young season. And here is Workman to the 47-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. He'll pick up 4. Hardy Nickerson with the stop.
Now here's what happens with regards to that 15-yarder. Say, for instance, here, even if the Pittsburgh Steelers stop them, then they're punting from the 47-yard line. That's a punt that's inside the 20. In effect, you have to think ahead because what that did is that cost the Pittsburgh Steelers 2 first downs when they get the ball back.
3rd down and 1. First down. Edgar Bennett, the rookie from Florida State, got it with 1.5 yards to spare.
I was surprised here that this call, it starts off east and west. Most of the time you want to go right up the middle. And Bennett Lloyd goes down. Good block there by Ed West, getting rid of Greg Lloyd, and that enabled Ed West, one of the best blocking tight ends in the National Football League. Look at the, oh.
You know what he was? He was decleated.
He was decleated there. And look at it, he wants the holding call, but he's not going to get it. And Ed West says, yeah, I got you, but I'll help you up, too.
First down, 44-yard line. Here is Workman to the 40. And clock continues to tick. Ken Rutgers had the key block.
Well, it's interesting that you would use that word, Charlie, because our crack production assistant staff, headed by Billy Herbsman, will have the definition of that very word for you in just a second, and there it is. Decleat, to block or knock an opponent off his feet. To be decleated, to be a decleator, or in the case of Greg Lloyd here, to be a decleatee. There's the decleator right there, Ed West.
That's more coaches speak.
And there's your decleatee.
It is second down. And here is Workman. He did not, the reason he put on the brakes, he didn't want to go out of bounds, and all of a sudden he realized, hey, that's the only place I got to go.
And Mike Holmgren on the sidelines was fit to be tied. He couldn't believe that he wouldn't make that cut up the field. Look at the look on his face, very angry. Workman, all he had to do is he cuts upfield, he gets 2 or 3 yards. At this time of the game, Vince Workman has to be cognizant of the fact that you got to cut upfield and use the time. We're not looking for a big play here. We're looking to use the time. Frustration there on the part of Holmgren.
Workman now with a total of 80 yards rushing. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Once again, as we look down here, we see the clock running. The rule, of course, the National Football League is prior to the 5-minute mark.
We're still outside the 5-minute mark.
Once the ball is set up, the clock starts again.
And here is Workman to the 40-yard line. And it will be 4th down. Greg Lloyd along with Lake on the tackle. Now the officials have stopped the clock.
Pittsburgh
has called a timeout. We'll step away for a moment. Green Bay leading 17-3.
Some of us are self-cleaning. Some of us aren't. Clean, not so clean. Groomed, oh well. Oddly enough, it's the same with water heaters. Some don't care how messy they are, but state water heaters self-clean with a patented way to prevent harmful sediment buildup. And since they use natural gas, they heat water for half the cost of electricity. For those other self-cleaners. Clean natural gas, America's best energy value.
That is not a typo. F-A-V-R-E pronounced fire. When I talked to his dad, I said, how do you get fire out of F-A-V-R-E? And he said, well, it's part French, part Choctaw Indian. He said, when anybody asks me, I say, you got to go talk to the big chief.
Well, at those numbers, you can call him whatever you want, but you got to call him Star. What did you say? What Indian was that? Because that's interesting, because apparently he has a career as a coach after this because he's expert at Choctaw.
Oh, no. Almost straight up. And straight down, but then the Packers get the roll. "21 yards on the punt by Paul McJulian.
Not having the day he had last week against Cincinnati when his average was 50 yards plus. But it was inside the 20, so he'll get it inside the 20-yarder.
Tuesday, after an all-new Quantum Leap, it's a special 2-hour movie premiere of Reasonable Doubts. A cop's lover is murdered. He's driven over the edge. He doesn't want justice. He wants revenge. Forever My Love, a 2-hour Reasonable Doubts movie. NBC, Tuesday. Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh 20, first down. O'Donnell pass is incomplete to Graham. He slipped and tried to get up and make the catch. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, one of the things the Packers have done effectively now is you see no Barry Foster in the game, and even though he has his 100-plus yards, more than likely he's not going to be a factor. Once again, cutting off the inside foot as opposed to the outside foot, and he slips and the ball goes away for an incompletion.
And remember that we did have that downpour yesterday. It was really raining here.
Yeah, but, you know, you adjust your cleats then. You get your cleats that are 1/2 inch instead of a 1/4 inch.
I just was mentioning it.
Okay, no, I'm just...
O'Donnell has missed his last 5. So here's the screen to Hodge. Hodge has the first down and up the sideline. He goes out at the 38-yard line. He picks up 18 and the first down. 6:08 time remaining in the ball game. The Steelers are trailing by 14 points.
Well, O'Donnell does a good job setting it up. Watch the center, number 63, Jermani Dawson. This shows the quickness. Oftentimes the center doesn't come out here, but the guard and tackle, and that's the big block right there. Even though he doesn't knock the man down, he gets him out of the way, and that enables Hodge to cut up the sidelines for a first down.
First down, Pittsburgh 38-yard line. There was a misread downfield. Ernie Mills and O'Donnell was expecting them to cut it off. Let's go to New York for an update.
Charlie, in Seattle, the Dolphins have turned the ball over 4 times today, 2 of them Marino interceptions, and following the second time Dan was picked off, John L. Williams caps a short Seattle drive with this 4-yard run for the TD, and the Seahawks grab the lead again, 17-12 over the Dolphins in the 4th.
The 12th man of the Seahawks, the fans, you know, they're going crazy in the Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly right, and that would be a major upset if they were to knock off the Dolphins.
Yes. Here the Steelers call for a timeout, stopping the clock with 5:45 left to go.
Charlie, on that last play, O'Donnell really took a shot from Tony Bennett. Again, we talked about this is a big man, 6'3", 230. Watch from the right side of your screen as Bennett comes in. Pow! Watch the helmet come completely off. Man, he got shook up there. Take a look at his eyes closed. Boy, oh boy, that had to hurt. I'm sure that this timeout is partly just to regroup here.
Now, we've talked about this. That's their last time out. Now, we've talked about this in the past, the size of Neil O'Donnell at 6'3", 229. Also the size of Brett Favre at 6'2", 220. Young quarterbacks in the National Football League. They are the size of linebackers.
Well, and they have to be. When you see shots like that, you know, how are you going to withstand that sort of thing at 175, 180 pounds? Interesting note with regards to Neil O'Donnell, when he was early on with the Steelers in his career, because he wasn't playing much, he got very much into the weightlifting. And that's a quarterback right there who got his bench press to 405. 405-pound bench press. I mean, that's something linemen are proud of, let alone a quarterback. Man, that's only 50 pounds off my vest, for goodness. Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, okay.
You left the 2 out in front of the 50. 2nd and 10.
Well, I thought I'd try and sneak it past you.
This is the screen. Hodge slips out, 43-yard line. You'll pick up about 5, and it'll be 3rd down. Tony Bennett with the tackle. And now the hurry-up offense. Third and 5. Deep pass incomplete. Davenport, the rookie, couldn't hold on. Should have had that one.
Yeah, he should have. Adrian White comes over to make the play, but here's part of the problem when you sit on the bench a long time and then you come out in the full wide receiver set. Charles Davenport has not been doing much, but this hits him right on the hands. Again, O'Donnell's numbers are not too good, but a lot of the reason here is drop balls like this.
And Adrian White with a good defensive play went right after the football.
Still, that was a very catchable ball. Now they force him into a situation,
they've got to go.
4th down and 6 where they have to go for it.
0 for 1 in 4th down opportunities today. This one is caught by Ernie Mills. It is high, but he hangs on. He is nailed by Billups. A gain of 12 in the 1st down.
Charlie, Ernie Mills is the man they went to on the other 4th down play, but this time he comes up with it.
Far side incomplete. Hodge, the intended receiver, he slipped when he made his cut.
You know what? Maybe it has nothing to do with cleats. That's about the 4th or 5th slip that we've had today. I'm sure, even though that they covered the field last night, that it's got to be a bit of a problem.
Does the fact that they're in shadows now in the afternoon, a little bit more moisture in the grass?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that now we're really reaching.
I know, but I just. This is the 9th play of the drive that started back at the 20-yard line. 4:55 time remaining. Green Bay 17, Pittsburgh 3. O'Donnell, good protection. Hodge drops it. Now, O'Donnell was looking deep. He came back underneath the Hodge. I think he threw it too hard. There wasn't anybody around him. He really drilled it.
Well, you're right. He did throw it too hard, but Merrill Hodge be the first to tell you I should have caught this ball. Great protection on the part of the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has all day to throw. You see Hodge right there in the middle of the screen. He's looking deep right there. Yeah, he guns it in there.
Oh, he does.
But certainly, that's a catchable ball where Merrill Hodge is concerned. He knows it.
Yeah, but he was only about 5 yards away, wasn't he?
I'm telling you that if you ask number 33 there, he'd tell you I should have caught that ball.
Pittsburgh, remember they told us last night, Neil said, we've got to improve our 3rd down conversion?
Bill Cowher said the same thing.
Yeah, 1 of 10. They were both right. Here's the screen, and this one is dropped by Foster. So it'll be 4th and 10. You got to figure they'll throw to Ernie Mills. He's the only one that can hang on to it.
That's got to be at least 5 drop balls, and Neil O'Donnell has to be frustrated. But this is so easy. This is a screen pass, for goodness sakes. Take your time.
Oh, look
at
downfield.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to look at the ball. He was already looking upfield. And of course, Barry Foster's been sitting on the bench the whole time here while Merrill Hodge is in the full wide receiver situation, so we can make excuses for him, but makes no sense. Should have caught it.
Steelers out of excuses. 4th and 10. Green Bay 45. O'Donnell buys a lot of time. He goes deep to Stone. Incomplete at the 3.
Has not been a good day for Steeler receivers. When your quarterback is scrambling like this, you don't run away from him, you run back towards him. He's waiting for somebody to come back to him. Instead, he has to throw it up to Dwight Stone. Hope for a prayer, but Adrian White is right there, and the result is it's going to be Green Bay's football. When you got this is Hail Mary time. You're throwing up a prayer here. When you're a receiver downfield, you've got to come back to the first down marker and give him a chance. Give him a percentage pass.
He only needed 10 yards. He bought the time. The receivers had to come back. You're right.
Definitely a bad day for the receiving corps of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Green Bay takes over on downs at their own 45-yard line. 4:34 time remaining. Steelers are out of timeouts. And so Green Bay now will run down the clock. Workman now 24 carries, 85 yards rushing. And don't forget, next Sunday, NBC presents more exciting NFL football action starting at 12:30 Eastern time with NFL Live. Miami, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay. At 4 o'clock Eastern time, Kansas City and Denver. That's all next Sunday here on NBC. Boy, if next Sunday's like this Sunday, this has been a wild and woolly day.
Well, you know that any game in Denver, between Denver and Kansas City, is going to be wild. I'm really looking forward to that.
2nd down and 7. The ball at the 48-yard line. And here is Workman. Remember the last time we were in Mile High Stadium? The divisional playoff game against Houston and John Elway. Elway with 98 yards and 2:07 left.
The big cheer you just heard was a baseball score. The Milwaukee Brewers defeated the Oakland A's by a 5-3 count, so they're very much in the National League East race.
And in that seesaw battle in the Kingdome, Miami has gone back in front of Seattle, and so it's possible with the Buffalo winning that next week that Buffalo-Miami game be between 2 undefeated teams. Oh, next Sunday's going to be great on NBC. And here is Workman. And he's working on the clock. That's the reality. If the Packers go on to win this game today, this will be the first time that they have won back-to-back home games since 1989. So it has been a bit of a dry spell. Mike Holmgren, the 44-year-old rookie head coach for the Green Bay Packers. He, of course, the former defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Bill Cowher, the head coach of the Steelers in his rookie year. He's a former defensive coordinator for Kansas City. And they've both done great jobs.
Well, despite all the talk here about, you know, the hallowed halls and Lambeau Field and all the history and the ghosts, the home record for the Green Bay Packers over the last 5-6 years has been anything but scintillating.
The Packers taking the delay.
There's the record right there, Charlie, since 1986, 8-24 at home.
No.
Flying those proudly. That's the most of any organization in the National Football League. Those championships right there, and of course an unprecedented 3 in a row in the 65, 66, and 67 seasons.
McJulian with the kick. Woodson takes it on the hop. He's to the 20. Gives ground. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Back from the 20 to the 18-yard line. And George Kuntz makes the tackle. Remember him? He was the one who recovered the ball in the end zone. It was not a touchdown, but it led to one. Back in a moment.
While the fluid styling of the Mazda 929 may be timeless, this generous offer from Mazda is considerably shorter. Now you can lease the 929, complete with dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and European leather, for just $349 per month. So see your Mazda dealer today. Like all good things, this offer must soon come to an end.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a new synthetic oil. The rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec's unique molecular structure bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
There are two people who can raise your income and lower your taxes right now. You and your financial advisor. Call and find out how you can increase your spendable income with Nuveen tax-free mutual funds.
When life turns up the heat,
They start the wedding without me?
This shouldn't take long, honey.
nothing protects you like Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated to release extra protection. Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Next Saturday, Notre Dame football returns. In '91, Bill Walsh analyzed Notre Dame from the broadcast booth. Now he'll be on the opposing sideline when Stanford battles college football's preeminent coach Lou Holtz and the explosive Fighting Irish. Walsh knows the ND system. Will Holtz teach the professor new tricks? Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
And then there were none. It looks as if Bill Cowher, the last undefeated rookie coach, will have his first loss. When we talked to him yesterday, though, he did say he wanted a favor. He wanted to be sure for us to say hello to his mother-in-law, Irene Young, who is recouping from a heart attack in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he sends all of his love. Stone has it, bounces away. Dwight Stone to the 40, to the 50, needs to get past one man. He does, but he's then caught from behind by Roland Mitchell.
That was a heads-up play not only by Dwight Stone, but by Ernie Mills. Ernie Mills does a good job of picking out the right guy to knock off, and that enabled Stone to get some extra yardage.
A gain of 50 yards on the play. Hurry up offense from the 32. Far side pass is complete. And this time it is Charles Davenport. And the Steelers are suddenly on the move. 1:25 time remaining. No timeout. Trailing 17-3. The ball just inside the 20.
Asked the defensive coordinator one time, I said, what does the prevent defense do? And he says it prevents sanity. He said there's no reason for it. What are we doing out here? Let's play our regular defense. But inevitably in the last 2 minutes, this is what you see around the National Football League.
First down at the 20 over the middle. It is incomplete to Stone, who was then decked as the ball sailed over his head. 1:21 left to go. It was Chuck Cecil who hit him, just letting him know that he was in the neighborhood. Second down and 10, the ball at the 20-yard line of Green Bay. Packers lead it 17-3.
He's got it going. He's got to feel very good about this one. Last week, I think he was very aware of the fact that beating Cincinnati really was luck. You know, they hadn't done anything, and then at the end they do something. Today they played a very solid football game.
O'Donnell slips away. He's being chased. He's going to pick up some yards and stop the clock. Heady play to the 14-yard line. Picks up 6 yards. Stops the clock with 1:13. Smart play.
Well, again,
no timeouts.
Nobody's ever going to mistake him for Randall Cunningham or Steve Young, but going to his left, difficult to throw across his body. And you're right. He shows that he's paying attention, shows enough poise to get out of bounds. A smaller quarterback right there might have gone down, but actually shows some pretty good speed there.
He also mentioned something to us last night I thought was interesting. He said, I treat the season like 4 quarters. So the first 4 games, that's 1 quarter. If we lose, we're 3-1 in the first quarter. If we win, we're 4-0 in the first quarter. That's a good quarter for us. Now we'll go to the second quarter.
Interestingly enough, though, Charlie, they have a bye next week.
Well, they get a rest before the second quarter. It is almost caught, not caught. Ernie Mills almost made the miraculous one-hand catch as it came off of the fingertips of Dwight Stone.
Well, it went off a couple of fingertips.
Yeah.
Here you see Stone comes off of his fingertips. And there, it looked like it might have come off Vinnie Clark's as well. Going in the wrong direction. He just wouldn't stick in his hand. Ernie Mills, one of the few receivers left who does not wear the tack of 5 gloves. Oh, I take that back. He does have one. He's got the Michael Jackson thing working. The one glove. But the ball hit the bare hand. Maybe that's why it didn't stick.
4th down and 4. Pushed up the middle, knocked off of his feet. Hasselrig!
What a
Flags
run!
are down!
Oh, what a run!
Carlton Hasselrig at 6'1", 287 pounds of swivel hip football player.
I tell you what, he showed some move there.
Yeah.
A stiff arm, avoided some tackles.
We've got flags everywhere.
That was fun. Boy, he took a shot, too. Of course, we know that they have been a little more lenient with the in-the-grasp rule with regards to the danger of the quarterback. And so he stood up there, and he was really a sitting duck for Matt Brockett up here.
And they'll hold the conference. Clock is stopped with 57 seconds left in the ball game. And here's the referee, Howard Rowe.
Face mask penalty on the defense. Penalized into the run. 5 yards only. Ball back in the backfield was ruled a fumble. Caught in the air. Returned. We bring up 4th down.
It was 4th down. The penalty says they get the down over.
Now watch the shot that O'Donnell takes here. Held right there. Now watch Brock. He's a sitting duck. Bang! The ball comes out. Hasselrig comes in, and now he's doing his Franco imitation. Bryce Pop takes his face mask. Can't get him down there.
Arm.
Nobody can take him down. Finally, Johnny Holland has to bring him to the turf. I tell you what, this could be a new fridge. What do you think?
That's right. The Hassel fridge.
Oh, no, please. That's great.
4th down and 2. Incomplete. Jeff Graham. Green Bay takes over. Green Bay taking over on downs. 54 seconds remaining. The ball at their own 13-yard line. Needing only to down it. The Steelers are out of timeouts. The clock will make it official. And Sterling Sharp, who will not talk to the media, is certainly, with his body language, talking to the Packer fans here. A special thanks to our talent spotter, Dave Stepak, who did a super job for us. For Todd Christensen, I'm Charlie Jones. Once again, the final score, Green Bay 17 and Pittsburgh 3.
Everyone knows Contact wrote the book on cold medicine. Then they added this chapter. Contact date.
To 2-2, Pittsburgh loses for the first time. They're 3-1 for Bill Cowher.
Defensive effort. The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers started a season 4-0 was 1979. That was the last of their 4 Super Bowl seasons. Could the Green Bay Packers stop the Steeler Express? Late game at Lambeau Field, where the shadows crept over the field, and Bill Cowher. It's been Cowher power. 3-3 game second quarter. Barry Foster, leading runner of the NFL. Look at him go. 69 yards before the Packers' Jim Thorpe. Terrell Buckley finally knocks him out of bounds. 12 carries, $117. You saw the majority of it right there. Steelers settle for a Gary Anderson field goal attempt. But the cornerback, Vinnie Clark, comes flying in. Anderson tries to pick up the ball, but he's nailed by Tony Bennett, who leaves Anderson's heart at Lambeau Field. And the Packers are fired up. Gary did return, though, which is good news. The next play, you make them pay. That's the sign of a veteran quarterback, which Brett Favre is not. 76 yards to Sterling Sharp, and the Pack lead at 10-3.
All-pro corner Rod Woodson is so aggressive in his coverage style because he has the speed. Sterling Sharp here runs a stop, gets him to bite up on the play and a go. And it's all over.
So the Packers led it 10-3 at the half, but they knew that Bill Cowher's defense had not allowed a point in all 3 games of the second half thus far. And Chris Jackie, working with the new holder, Mikowski out Farben, missed a 25-yard field goal. It still holds. Paul McJulian punting for the Packers. Rod Woodson, the Pro Bowler, great return man. Oh, lets it bounce. Then it's a fumble. And Gary Kuntz pounces in the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Holmgren says, we'll take the gift. Rod Woodson says, I don't believe it.
And the reason that this wasn't a touchdown for the Packers is because Rod Woodson never had control of this football. It's a muff. Green Bay takes possession at the point of the muff.
But following another miscue of special teams, Mike Holmgren tells Brett Favre, go for the jugular. The pump and the touchdown to Robert Brooks, who beats Woodson 17-3. The Pack, not a great afternoon for Rod Woodson.
You get the pump by Favre, the aggressive attack by Woodson, the nice break to the corner.